Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the fourth, if you can believe that, annual Pantheon Plus Dungeon Group Draft. We are here for a night of fun, and we hope you're here for that as well. If you are new here and you don't know who we are Pantheon Plus. We're a fan community dedicated to the upcoming in development MMORPG Pantheon Rise of the Fallen. So we do a lot of content that is community centric because this is the kind of game that's being made, and we believe in community matters. So that's what we're doing here tonight. My name is Therek. I will be your master of ceremonies, your commissioner for this event tonight. And joining me tonight are some of my Pantheon Plus cohorts and some very special guests, which we'll get to in a minute. Before we get to that, I need to explain to everybody what this game actually is all about, because you probably don't know. If you've ever seen an NFL draft, that's part of it. Or maybe you've seen, you play Magic the Gathering and you know what the cards are like. It's sort of those two concepts combined. So if you ever drafted a deck in Magic the Gathering or built a deck from limited choices, that's the idea here. We're combining those two concepts. So what you see is we've got 5 captains on the screen, and each of them is going to build a dungeon group consisting of 6 people, not including themselves. So it's just like putting together a group in an MMO, right? You want to be trying to make sure you have what you need to tackle the dungeon, and that's the idea. But there's no rules about how they build their group. They can do whatever kind of group makeup they want. So maybe some balance, maybe not. Maybe they've got some sort of unorthodox strategy that will be unveiled over the course of the evening. We'll have to wait and see. That's part of the fun. What choices are they going to make and why? And, as we go along, we'll get instant analysis. I'll get a chance to analyze, talk to the captains about why they picked who they picked, and we can ridicule their drafts. Analyze their drafts. So that's the part of the fun of it. And who are they drafting, you might be asking yourself? Well, we have the community this year has stepped up to the plate. We asked all of the community to submit cards for this event, and boy, did you all deliver. And that's where, the strategy comes in, because they all created different cards of different archetypes. So we've got healers, tanks, crowd control, DPS, all that stuff. And the captain's job is to look for synergies, look for the powers that the cards have, look for whatever they find value in, and that's what they're going to be going for. And then the last thing is to note we're going to be using a snake draft. And if you don't know what that is, it's basically we start in, we go 1 through 5, and then the person who picked last picks first the next round. So we do rounds, just one way and then the other way for the next round. So it's pretty straightforward. And the captains you can see here, the order of their drafting is going to be Nathan, Sparoh, Minus, RedBeardFlynn, and Deseryn. But before we get to that, I do want to give a massive shout out to the man behind the scenes who put this whole thing together. The idea for all this and the master planner is Draq, who you all know is my co-captain of the Pantheon Plus community, and he put in an ungodly amount of work setting this all up, getting it all up and running. He's pulling the switches, pulling the levers, pushing the buttons, doing all the magic behind the scenes. So Draq, I hope you've had your energy drinks, because I think we got a long night in front of us, right?
I'll be hanging out behind the curtain all night.
He's like the Wizard of Oz. He's the man behind the curtain. So, So let's say hi to our team captains. As you can see, we got 5 folks on the screen, and we're gonna go with Sparoh first, who is a content creator. She's a streamer, and she's an all-around awesome part of the Pantheon Plus team. I like Sparoh in particular because she's a future Ember Elf Ranger like me, and we play a lot of games together. We play some co-op RPGs, some MMOs. So, hey, Sparoh, how's it going?
Hey, doing great. Happy to be here for another year of kicking Minus's butt.
Yes, yes. Let the butt kicking commence. And we also have, Minus. Don't worry, we'll get to you. Chance to come back. We also have RedBeardFlynn joining us for the first time. He's a content creator, he's a streamer, he's an author, probably the nicest guy you're ever going to meet on the internet. So enjoy him while he's here. Take advantage of his niceness. He is a Darkmoor necromancer, which might be at odds with that nice guy persona, but we'll see when Pantheon comes around. We'll see how that plays out. So hey, Red.
Hey everybody. I'm a little disappointed because I thought Minus and I were going to dress the same for the draft, and I feel like left alone here now.
There can only be one Kangol hat, really. I mean, it's so powerful. We don't want more than one on stream. Next up, we got Deseryn. Deseryn is my awesome co-host on the Rewind podcast that we do. He's more than that, though. He's also an Archive Druid, and his focus is always on community content and taking copious amounts of notes. How goes it, Des?
Hey, great descriptor. Even for this, especially because I don't do stuff like this often, my notes are extensive to help me out.
The notes are vast.
You know, and I know Deseryn took notes for this event. I'm not sure anybody of the other captains took any notes. Well, Minus probably did, but I have a feeling that homework may not have been done by the other captains, which is going to make it even better tonight. It's going to be more fun because, you know, preparedness is for boring people, right? And speaking of which, Nathan Napalm, our friend, crowd favorite, the Nathan Napalm, back for another draft this year. He is a streamer. He is a full-time streamer, content creator, and he's a human paladin. But again, maybe evidence mounting to the contrary. But Nathan, are you ready for another evening of drafting?
I'm ready, and I'll go back to being a paladin when Visionary Realms adds it back into the game. So I'm glad to be here. And listen. I like how you acted like I didn't prepare, but I'll let you know it's been a whole 5 minutes. I'm ready to go. I've got a full plan. I'm ready to go.
Yeah. That, and then you know what? We'll see how it plays out. I'm sure you do. We saw how that went last year. We'll reference that a few times, I'm sure. And last but not least is certainly our one of our special guests representing Visionary Realms, at least in words, maybe not in actions tonight. The lead content creator for Pantheon, for Visionary Realms, Minus. So, you know, Minus is many things, and we all know he's a halfling rogue. He's a Funko Pop enthusiast, a Dallas Cowboys fan, as you can see by his attire tonight. And most importantly, he's an absolute veteran of this event. He knows what he's doing. One of the most savvy drafters I've ever seen. And Minus is not going to give any mercy to anyone tonight. Is that right?
No mercy, super prepared. If you weren't here last year, I literally took Nathan's wife from him. So
he got played on that, by the way. He got played. He's trying to act like that was a win. He got played because he paid way too much, okay? I'm just saying. He paid way too much. I got him back for way cheaper, all right? The man who spends all the money, dude gets her back for like 1/4 of the price. I'm just saying.
So yeah, I'm ready, and very important. Yes, I am here representing VR, but the things I say and do to win may not be representative of Visionary Realms.
Look, we want VR to win. At the end of the day, we all want VR to win. So I mean, making Pantheon, right? Not necessarily tonight, but overall. So
overall, but not tonight.
Not tonight.
Draq, I feel like I'm really high in the camera here. Like everyone, I'm like, I feel real high up, right? Like look at where I'm at in the camera. I gotta
Don't worry,
lower
we'll
my
take
chin.
you off your high horse. Don't worry about it.
That's right. We totally will. Absolutely. Well, you guys have to. I'm just the MC. I can't take him down tonight. I have to leave it to you guys. Yeah, I got to leave it to you guys to do the dirty work here. So yeah, that's the captains. That's the game. The other thing going on tonight is we have lots of community submitted commercials because, right, everybody watches the Super Bowl. Some people just watch it for the commercials. If you're just here for some fun, entertaining commercials, then we are definitely got you covered. I think we got like 8 commercials tonight, Draq, something like that. Bunch of them. And we are going to start actually with one of those to get the evening kicked off. So Draq, why don't you hit that first commercial for us?
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the channel. I'm Morin.
And I'm Kailaris. This is so wholesome, I might burst into flames. Well, you know, we tried.
Ah! Mother of pearl! Son of a biscuit!
It's hard to battle through my tears!
Kailaris doing Poncho Time is going to be amazing, right?
Oh my
gosh. But then he sees the look in your eyes. You're in it.
I know! To win it.
Wow, you sure are. Man, if you weren't here for the jokes before, you're not here for the jokes still.
Very fun, very fun. So that is Orin and Kailaris. They are streamers, and go check them out if you want to see some of that fun stuff live in action. And let's get ready to it. Let's get right to it. So, like I said, the order of drafting is Nathan Napalm's going to go first, then Sparoh, Minus, then RedBeardFlynn, and then Deseryn with the last pick of the first round. So, having said all that, with the first pick, in that case, the 2023 Pantheon Plus Dungeon Group Draft has begun, and Team Nathan Napalm is on the clock. So, Nathan, have you reviewed the cards? Have you made a selection? Do you know who you want?
Yes, I have made my pick. Yes.
All right.
Are you ready?
Wait, before we make our pick, you need to explain to people about the war room.
Oh, okay. So when somebody makes a pick, we're going to head into the war room, which maybe Draq can do while we're talking about this and show everybody what it looks like. So we're going to go in here. Nathan's going to come up on screen. There I am. We're going to talk about why, if he has anything to say before we reveal the pick. Once he's said anything he wants to say, I will say a little line, and then we'll hear a sound, and the pick will be revealed. So Nathan, any thoughts on your first overall pick? I mean, you have the pick of the entire selection. You have everything available to you.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, it's a close call. There's a lot of these I would love to go ahead and snag up at the beginning because my strategy relies on a couple of factors, okay? But I do believe that looking over all the options available, that this is definitely the pinnacle of my entire plan tonight and my entire team. So if I don't get this, I have no shot at this tonight. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab it. You let me know when you're ready, and I'll call it out to you.
I'll put it in the chat. Put it in the group chat in Discord, and I'll read it out. See, looking at these cards. I knew who I would take. If I was picking first of all, I know exactly who.
I got mine in there.
Did you put it in? Oh,
yeah.
Why am I not seeing it?
It has to be in the dungeon group chat so I can see it too.
Oh, I've got it in.
I tagged you, Therek.
Oh, it's in the chat for the voice here.
Yeah.
Just open up the chat for the voice.
Okay.
There you go.
Where is that chat?
101 live chat, right beside it. If you hold your mouse over it, you can open chat with a little.
It's gonna screw up the cameras.
Oh, it did. All right. Well, that's okay. Where do you want me to put it?
Put it in the NFL in the Dungeon Group Draft chat.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got you. I'll put it there.
Okay.
All right. It's in.
There we go. Okay, we got it. Nice. All right. With the first overall pick in the Dungeon Group Draft, the Nathan Napalm selects Orin, that we just saw from the commercial. So Orin,
right. Yeah.
So throw that card up. We got Orin. He is a healer. He is playing the Archai Druid, and his skills include Subpar Serenade. And is that music? No one knows for sure. But the group gets +2 HP every tick for the fun vibes for the duration. It's pretty good. Spontaneous Shapeshift. Frequently shifts into random shapes, bewildering enemies within range, breaking their concentration, lowering threat due to the ridiculousness of the disguise. And lastly, Snack Stack. This is a good power. Stoop waffles are for everyone. Conjure a stack of these tasty treats for the group, who gain +4 when they're eaten. So, Nathan, I want to know what you liked about this card. What did you do? Was it Stoop waffles? Is that what sold you on it?
Yeah, well, I'd say it was the Serenade. Number one, is that music? No one's sure. Hey, that just feels right to me. You know what I mean? That's my kind of talk right there. Also, free snacks. We're gonna need those. We're gonna be in this dungeon a long time. It's gonna be a long session. So we're gonna need some snacks. So, and he's a healer. There's not a lot of those going around, guys. There's not a lot of those going around. So I had to snag him up first, and loved his abilities there. So
this is a good card. I mean, alliteration. There's waffles involved. It's a good one.
It's a good one.
Awesome. Okay. Well, that's the number one overall pick has been made, and the first healer is off the board. We have, each archetype, each class type is, there's limited amounts. So that's another strategy that our team captains have to take into account here tonight is, what's left, who's available and what can they get to fill their needs. So first healer off the board with the Archai Druid in Orin. And next up on the clock is Sparoh. Sparoh, what's going on? You ready to make your pick? Okay.
I am ready.
So let's head into the war room. Okay. You want to preface your pick at all, or you just want to put it in chat and let me?
It just seems like a no-brainer pick to me. So I gotta grab it.
Who could it be? All right. There it is. All right, let me pull up the card. I want to pull up the card so I can talk about it too, because I do have notes. There's sound with the next pick in the Pantheon Plus Dungeon Group Draft. Sparoh selects Horsasaurus. All right, Horsasaurus. Let me find the card. I can mention. Wait, see it on screen.
It's the like centaur. Yeah.
There it is. This is a tank. Horsasaurus is a human warrior, and
go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm curious to hear your analysis of the abilities.
Yeah. So you have stuns, you have knockbacks, and you have hate gain. All great if you end up with different kinds of healers or healer light. He's already got them stunned, knockback, all kinds of stuff. So
I mean, tank pick. Getting kicked by a horse hurts, right? Like nobody wants to get kicked by a horse. And I mean, the card artwork alone would have sold me on this card. I mean, this is some masterpiece artwork. I think Horsasaurus actually might have done this artwork himself, and
I think so.
Credit to that, because I think everybody else, he found some AI, maybe did some AI art, maybe
he says it's his brother. Props to his brother. Yeah.
Dude, your brother is a Picasso in the making. So
hey, when it comes to tanks, looks don't matter. We get punched in the face a lot.
When it comes to tanks, looks don't matter. Sparoh 2023. All right, so Sparoh's taking a tank with her first pick. So the team taking a different strategy, not going for the healer. And next up is the man in the middle. Doesn't like being there, but minus. You're on the clock, my friend.
Well, I'm going to say first of all that Sparoh, that was a good pick. That was on my list. A little disappointed that that's off the board so quickly, so I'm going to give you props there. I'm ready to go. I'd like to give a little bit of a kind of an intro into this, I think.
Okay. Well, let's head into the war room and you can tell me about your selection.
So, there's someone that has been a big part of my journey here, someone I really care about. And let's just be honest, in the community, as far as this class goes, they're probably one of the most known people in our community. Rock by my side for a long time. So, it's going to sound really strange to people, but I'm going to go with probably Pantheon community's most well-known ranger that's ever existed, and I'll let Therek go ahead and reveal it now.
I think I know who it is without even seeing the message in chat yet. But with the okay, now I see it. Yeah, with the next pick in the draft, Minus selects Notminus. And Minus, this card made me laugh the second I saw it. I actually talked about it on the rewind because it was perfect. It's perfect in every sense of the word, because if you don't know, if you haven't watched the draft in past years, Minus has drafted himself first with his first pick one of the years. I think it's 2 years ago now.
I think every year.
Every year, perhaps, most likely, definitely would be not difficult to believe. And this just fits, right? So let's learn about Minus's, not Minus, I should say, the Halfling Ranger. He has a broken bow. His bow doesn't work, but he gets +5 to dagger damage.
Interesting ranger ability, right? I mean, I can't really use the bow, but I'm really good with daggers. It's a good ranger trait.
Yeah, you know what? It's these powers are all suspiciously themed. The next one is tracking malfunction. It says Notminus's innate ranger tracking doesn't work, but he gains stealth. Some rangers have stealth. I mean, that's not unheard of.
Yeah, really not able. I don't know. I don't think he's able to track at all, but that stealth play helps a lot.
Mm-hmm. And Notminus's last power is that he isn't good with animals, but he does gain +5 damage to all animals when accidentally dipping weapons in poison. So this is a very rogue-like. They say games, that genre roguelikes. This is a roguelike ranger, I have to say.
It sounds like a ranger to me. So I just think it's, going out of my norm to pick a ranger, which, I'm not a huge ranger fan. But I think the community has spoken. They love rangers. So let's do, community matters. So we're going to go with a ranger first.
Community matters from Minus, who drafted not Minus. That's absolutely crystal clear and beautiful. And it's poetic, if you will. All right. Next up is our friend RedBeardFlynn, who has had some time to think while others have made their selections. And your thoughts, Red? Any early favorites for your pick?
I'm just shocked that my pick hasn't been taken yet. I was sure that they would be gone by this point.
I have one that I feel the same way about a certain card, but we'll see if you feel the same way. So let's enter the war room, and you can tell me what made you like this card so much, and I'll reveal it.
So what made me like this card is kind of twofold, right? Because, well, I won't sell exactly what class it is, but it's the bedrock of any good group, especially one that's going to go the distance in a dungeon. But as someone who covers a lot of MMOs, there is a very special ability with this particular card that I think is great for people that have experienced games like Lost Ark, will soon be experiencing games like Throne and Liberty. So I think it's very important to have this person as the bedrock, the cornerstone of my team.
Awesome. All right. Well, with the next pick in the draft, RedBeardFlynn selects Feasty the Wicked, the Ogre Shaman. This is a great card. So this is very Pantheon themed, and I like where your head's at with this one, Red. Let's look at the powers. Healing the past. This is a heal over time that heals the target's pessimism from previously disappointing MMOs. Yes, amen to that. We got Pantheon's Patience, inflicts a poison that induces feverish hallucinations of participating in pre-alpha, only to realize that they must still patiently wait for beta, causes emotional damage over time. An EDOT, if you will. And then the last one is Ogre's Efficiency, forcibly pushes forward the release date of Pantheon, applying the Enraged Dev boon, and Enraged Dev boon increases the attack, but decreases the health of the target. Is that not perfect? Like, is that not exactly what we're talking about here, right?
I mean, how did they slip? How did they slip all the way to me? I don't get it. I'm happy about it. Don't get me wrong.
But... yeah. I mean, don't look a gift feasty in the mouth, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess some people need to do their research, Minus.
Hey, Minus can't resist taking not miss, all right? It's inevitable. This is the most zen card of all the cards I found. I really like the poetry of this card. So great pick by Red on Feasty, and taking a healer with the first pick in the draft, or with his first pick in the draft. So that's another healer off the board. Healers, there's a run on healers here. So get them while they're hot. Although Minus took DPS, Sparoh took a tank, and now we got two healers off the board. So we move on to the last pick of the first round, Deseryn. You've had time. You've seen everybody's pick. And
dude, I can't believe what's going on already. Yeah. I thought I was safe because I had a bit of a different idea for a strategy going into this, because last year I got a bit of a pass as far as strategy because the community got to do it, and I just kind of sat and communicated what was told to me, right? This year I had to have my own strategy. I'm like, you know what are people probably not going to do? And I knew as soon as I saw the draft order, apparently I have the most advantageous pick order, right? Like I'm in the best spot, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Apparently.
And I was like, how better could I use that spot than to completely swindle it on something super meaningless? And so my plan was I wanted to draft the kind of group that you play for a few hours and you step away and you feel like $1,000,000. Like, man, I love Pantheon. Man, I love hanging out with these people, and just after you had a really good group, that like really great feeling of contentness afterwards.
I'm sorry, I took not Minus, Des. I apologize.
I know that's really where it's going.
Clearly where he's going.
But I really just wanted to completely throw my great position away by drafting the most wholesome Pantheon group possible. But two of my most wholesome picks are already gone.
Really? Wow.
Feasty and Orin were right on the top, right? So I'm already... I can't believe what's happening. And not even for the right reasons either.
So...
yeah. Yeah, I'm ready to pick, though.
You've got two consecutive picks here, keep in mind, too, right? So that's the advantage you hold.
Yep.
So let's go in the war room. Tell me about your first of two.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to bounce back here, and luckily I had a backup for my healers, because healers were in like short supply, right? This is crazy. And especially because that's not how this is going to be in launch, right?
Lots of healers.
But yeah, we'll have plenty of healers, but at least this person got the courage to submit a card, because if not, I would have been falling back on not my favorite picks. Okay, so my pick for healer is going to be.
Hold on. Don't tell me. I'm going to announce it.
Oh yeah, I put it in. I
got it. Okay. With the next pick in the Dungeon Group Draft, Deseryn selects Prince Kesa. Now, Prince Kesa is an elf.
I think it's Prince Kesa.
Prince Kesa. That's what. Anyway, well, whatever. Okay. I'm going to mispronounce some of these names for sure because they're not all clear.
Hopefully, she's not here.
Well, hopefully she is. But I apologize if you are and I mispronounced your name. Prince Kesa, whatever. Kesa. No, that too. Now we got a third.
There we go.
Yeah, thank you. So they are a healer. They are an elf druid, and their powers include the first one is motherhood. Caring for young ones comes naturally. All party members below the druid's level gain 10% bonus experience. This is very much a Deseryn pick. I understand completely why you
get it.
You just want the bonus XP. You're just going to power level. All right. Next power is soothing. Embrace a party member with nature's rejuvenation. Heal a target's wounds by 30%. Solid heal. This is my favorite power that they have. I read this out in the rewind. It's called Not My Circus, Not My Monkeys. When grouped with the tank, Prince Kesa gains -1 threat, and the tank gains +5 damage shield. Awesome power, and very useful. So what was it that attracted you the most to selecting this card? What are those powers in particular does?
So the biggest one here for me is the XP, but not for the power leveling reason, because we're going for good vibes group, right? Now the point of having the bonus XP is that we're probably going to dilly dally a little bit. We're gonna look at stuff on the side. We're gonna do some perception stuff, and we just need a way to not like fall behind necessarily while we're having a good time. And I thought this was a really good way to accomplish that.
Very good.
Plus,
Very good.
she's a druid. Like I pick favorites.
Yeah, you couldn't select yourself like some people, so you took the next best thing.
Like some people who select themselves, there wasn't allowed to be any repeat cards this year.
It's true. What's different?
Yeah, what is different?
That was a ranger
on my
That was a
team
ranger. Yeah. That was a big difference.
Yeah, I know. Well, you're right. That's true.
Nathan, thank you. Thank you for bringing... There's truth, and then there's these made-up stories, and I appreciate the fact that you're in the line of truth. The real, they call you a Dire Lord. I see the paladin in you.
You see the light.
Wow.
I see the light.
All right. Before the next pick, let's roll that commercial.
I know you're asking yourself, what can an Okanari avatar do for you? Well, the sky's the limit, but let's take a look at some of our previous customers.
I used to have the worst luck with RNG, but after my Okanari avatar, I crit almost every attack.
I used to be last on the DPS charts, but after I got my Pantheon Plus custom anime avatar, I lead the pack in every raid.
I was just a lowly recruit in my guild, but after I got my Okanari avatar, they asked me to take over and lead it.
And this is just some of the success stories that we've seen with Okanari avatars. So if you're ready to take the next step in your MMO gaming, make sure to get an Okanari avatar by contacting myself, Draq, or Okanari directly through Discord. Prices may vary depending on the complexity and time spent creating your avatar. Purchasing an Okanari avatar in no way determines success in life, dating, Pantheon, or any other MMORPG. Please be responsible with your money and stay Pantheon patient.
There we go.
Oh, that's awesome.
That was awesome. Really good.
Yeah, what a great commercial! I can attest those avatars are awesome and well worth the price. And glad that we got thanks to Aaron Ellis for participating in that commercial. That was super fun. And moving on. All right. Round two already. Round two of the draft is here. And
it gets spicy now. Now it's going to get spicy.
We got 3 healers off the board in the first round. Keep that in mind, my friend. Deseryn, you are back on the clock for round 2. What shall we head into the war room to talk about your draft?
Well, so how this is going, I see it's going to get a little bit cutthroat, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now that a lot of the healers are off the board, it's anyone's guess what the next point of strategy is going to be, because the other roles, we've got a decent amount of people for, but I think I'm going to go for CC. I think that's my next pick.
Oh, so one of the support classes. Who will it be? Again, my first overall pick that I thought was the best card in this thing has not been picked yet. I'm curious if you're going there. Doesn't sound like it. All right, there is. The pick is in. All right, with the first pick in the second round of the Dungeon Group Draft, Deseryn selects Aranellis, whom we just saw in the commercial.
Yeah, the timing was amazing.
The timing is truly amazing. Let's pull up the.
I don't want to interrupt, but I feel like we've seen a trend where when someone's on a commercial, they get drafted very quickly. That is true. 2 commercials, 2 drafts.
Wow. That's the secret strategy.
That is true.
So Aranellis is a gnome enchanter playing the support class. She has 3 powers. First one being Winsome Wishes. Basically, what does it say here? Talking about Pantheon, raises the party's morale, adding +2 to hit points and to spell and melee attacks. So that's pretty good. This next one is the one that I like the most. Overlord's Command. Mind control forces targeted VR dev to spill a bean. So Deseryn's got the experience bonus, and he can get the beans out of VR with Ari on his team. Last one is Chaos Reigns. It's a AoE Frighten that causes Pantheon doubters in a 10-foot radius to feel confused and flee in a random direction. So I can tell you, having played with Aranellis, having seen the Overlord in action, this pick is well worth the high level it was selected at. So Deseryn, tell me about the powers. What did you think of those powers?
Well, the first one's obvious, right? With the theme I'm going for, we need to keep morale high. And who knows, maybe some folks in the group might not really be getting their weapon skills up, and they might be doing other stuff. So I think the first skill is going to come in handy, twofold there. Everybody's going to be having a good time, but also being able to hit stuff. The second one, though, this is a double whammy. You already highlighted why this is amazing. One of the focuses of my groups is going to be making people feel good about Pantheon. And what makes you feel any better about Pantheon and when they spill a bean? And having that on command is pretty wild.
Yeah. I mean, can you use it right now? We do have a dev here. Can you use it right now? Employ this power. I demand it.
His fire's tapped.
His fire's tapped.
Oh,
darn it. All right.
I actually wanted her to so that I could use her to my own advantage. For dev streams. Just get Ronick in a bunch of trouble. So that was a good pick.
Oh yeah, that would have worked. I would have taken.
Ronick, why are you telling everybody all these secrets?
Little did he know what happened in the draft.
That's right.
But and then of course we do need to stay on task a little bit, right? So Ari will keep us in the forward motion. And I know that for sure. Having grouped with her,
she doesn't fool around. That's right. Totally.
Also, does a great character cosplay as a bonus.
Yes, yeah. You can maybe get her in that gnome outfit that we've seen before from the Shenanigans video. That was good stuff. All right, moving on in round 2, and RedBeardFlynn is back on the clock for his second selection. You got your mind made up, Red?
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm. It's again just like a complete shock that this person that I'm going to draft has fallen to me, because I would have expected them to go second pick, third pick.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's head into the war room. Draq, I noticed you put Siona on the draft list for Deseryn there. I think he picked Ari, not Siona. All right, so once you throw your selection in the chat there, Red, I will announce it.
So, as many people know, a tank is going to be the second most important part of any group. So we have our healer, we have our excellent healer in Feasty, and then why not go ahead and add a new tank?
So with the next selection in the Dungeon Group Draft, RedBeardFlynn selects Archbishop on the Elf Paladin. And just look at this card. Look at the photo for this card. I mean, this is a guy you want in your group. anybody with penguin pajamas like that. I mean, and Mountain Dew, that's classic. So listen to these powers. He is an elf paladin, and his powers include Reckless Binge. This archbishop consumes an entire skin of elven wine with renewed vigor and confidence, increasing attack and HP by 1/1 until next turn. Gains trample. An entire skin of elven wine. That is good stuff. Now it's probably filled with Mountain Dew, to be honest, but it's okay. His next power is peer pressure. Archbishop beckons his friends to join him in battle. All party members are pulled 10 yards closer to the paladin. I'm not sure about that power, Red. I'm curious to hear your analysis of that power, because that seems like it might be a bad thing. Do you see the benefit? What's the benefit of that?
It seems like a bad thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But as someone who gets distracted a lot and tends to, wander away and gets lost. I'm known for getting lost in groups. This is essentially the corral Redbeard skill, and so that was my thought process with this one.
I see. This is to keep you awake from falling asleep at the keyboard. I got it.
Yeah.
Gotcha. His last power is another round. All attacks made by the paladin restore 20% damage as healing to the group members within 20 yards. Lasts 3 turns, and the quote is, "I felt good while it lasted." So it's good stuff. This is a solid card. It gives you a nice tank to add to your team, and you definitely made a wise choice there. Elf paladin, just a nice class.
I mean, the fact that they're actually a paladin, and unlike some people that I may be drafting with who are really dire lords, it's nice to have an actual paladin in the group.
A real paladin.
And I have never seen a dire lord. I have never seen a dire lord shoot lasers out of their nipples. So
exactly, that's totally a paladin trait.
Not yet. Sounds like it to me. Let the holy light go. Right.
That's right. Bring that one to Joppa.
You got so much good in you. It's just got to burst out somewhere.
Oh my God.
It's a lay on hands. I don't want anything to do with.
Memory smite.
Lay off hands.
Lay off hands. You're right. Stay off of it. All right. Well, I see minus you're definitely rocking and rolling. You've already got your next pick in. Let's head to the war room so you can tell me about your thought process here.
So won't lie. I had to take off of my very detailed list here that I want to draft. I had to take off Airy there. The Overlord is off my list, so good pick there. And I did have to take the healer off there. That healer was a struggle because of my pick I'm doing now. So I'll wait. Let's go ahead. We'll reveal it, and then I can talk about that. Does that work for you? I'll let you read it, and then we can talk.
Works for me. So with the next pick in the NFL or the Pantheon Plus Dungeon Group Draft, minus selects Savanya, the human monk. All right, so let's take a look at Savanya's card, and you can tell us about it. We had Salty Pineapple Punch is the first power. This is a slap in the face with a sweet and salty slice of pineapple pizza. We just saw that not too long ago. We can attest to it. Next one is Savage Steel, Misdirection, then a leg sweep, leaving foe to the bears. And last one, Death by 1,000 Gifts, a flurry of blows dealt by GIF-enhanced fist wraps of awesome. So there's a lot going on with this card, and I feel like Savanya better than the rest of us, obviously. So as a VR dev herself, tell us about your thoughts.
Very much so a partner in crime. Very, very much so. So good to have that unity on the team. And now here's a couple important things. There's a lot of people that say, "Oh, pineapple pizza." I was against pineapple pizza for about 35 years of my life until I tried it, and I'm like, you know what? I hate to say this, it's not so bad. So we can share a pineapple pizza. Now, here's something really important. Look at that second thing. Look at the last words. Leaving a foe
to the bears.
She's my group mate. That will not work on me. I mean, not minus. Not minus, I hear, is, that issue with the bears and animals, should help. So she won't have any there. Now, here's the thing. She won't mind me saying this. She's sassy. We know how savage she is. So taking Princess Kessa, whatever we decided that name is, off there, she kind of had like that reverse sass with the not my group, not my monkeys thing. So I was really looking to get her in to control Savanya. So I am a little bit off kilter now because of that. But here's the other thing. See, everyone's like, oh, well, you have a DPS minus. No, I have a support ranger. And now I have this. That's my tank. So We're monk tanking. We're going hard with a monk tank. I've seen her do it. We saw it in the goblin stream. So I got my tank. We're a little you're
unorthodox.
A little non-traditional, yeah.
Going off
but
the beaten path.
I do have to point out that once again, Minus has done he's mispronounced a name. He called that not Minus. We clearly know that is not Minus.
Oh, my
Just
bad.
wanted to point that
What
out.
is it? No, what is it, Therek? You've been saying it. Nominous.
Nominous? Yeah.
Not
That's what I was
Nominous. There we go.
Nominous. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah.
He seems like a great guy. I don't know.
Minus is once again somehow building a VR team, a team of VR devs only. Somehow we didn't think it was possible. We thought we put the safeguards in place here, and somehow he's found a way around it once again. So I must say, it's curious. Good pick though. Hard to argue with that. We've seen Savanya in action. We know what she can do, and pineapple pizza is awesome. I must agree. So good for you. Yeah. Next up, Sparoh. Waiting around since the very first pick and or second overall pick, and now she's back with another one on the board. Sparoh, what have you seen so far? What are you looking for?
Well, with my awesome tank already, I was looking at healers. So I will put my pick.
So foregoing the DPS perhaps, and going with the tank.
Yeah.
Or going with the healer rather.
Yeah, going with the healer. I already got the tank.
All right, so I got the pick. The pick is in. With the next pick in the Dungeon Group Draft, Sparoh selects Xanathel. I am so glad you picked this card, Sparoh. This is the most powerful card in this draft. This would have been my overall number one selection because this is a very unique card, and kudos to Xanathel for doing what he did here with this card. It is a two-sided card. Now, I'm not a Magic the Gathering player, but I know the value when I see it. And the card, now I'm going to have to pull up my actual notes to read the powers on this card because it's way too small on the screen here for me to actually read it. So just give me a second to find where is he? Xanathel.
I have it enlarged if you can't get it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to need that. Hold on. I'll just maximize this for 1 second. All right. So Xanathel has two sides. Xanathel the Pious, who's a Dark Mirror Cleric. Powers include Shielded Signet. Target ally gains a divine shield that absorbs 100% damage for 5 seconds. Target ally is healed for damage absorbed. Second one is called Reses Aren't Free. Revive the ally. Charge 10 gold a pop, 20 gold if it died pulling aggro from the tank.
Not a problem.
No, not a problem for you.
No, not a problem. I make all my gold crafting.
Wow. The next one is Righteous Convictions. At the end of the turn, if the clerical order has been found lacking into rigid, transform Xanathel the Pious into Xanathel the Righteous, who is also a tank and a Darkmer Paladin. First power is called Get Over Here. Taunt a monster off an overeager DPS, probably a wizard, I agree. Next one is called Shield Crush. Slam the shield to the ground, knocking down all foes within 2 meters. Also deals divine damage to undead. And the last one is called Triton's Spear. Imbue your weapon with the power of the sea gods. Increase critical chance for 10 seconds. Also increases critical damage dealt to the undead. So how can anybody not have taken that card? It's awesome. Shocking to me.
Yep.
I mean, what else can I say? What else can you say?
Well, and that whole 20 gold and 10 gold, that's not a big deal. We're not going to die. We're going to have best tank. We already got the best healer. Now we just need some DPS, maybe throw in some CC. Golden.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Strong team. Horsosaurus and Xanathel for Sparoh. So good pick, definitely. And we are back to the first overall, first picker in the draft. We have Nathan Napalm. Had a long time to choose, thinking about his cards. What do you got for us, Nathan?
Yeah, so listen, this pick right here is really going to set the pace for my strategy here. So in one way, I'm kind of afraid to reveal it because everybody will really see what I'm going for here. But I have been literally biting my nails, afraid somebody's going to pick this card, and I absolutely have to have this in my group. I'm going to go ahead and post it now.
Oh, this is such a good pick. The next pick in the Dungeon Group Draft, Nathan Napalm selects the EQ Neckbeard. When this card got posted in our Discord, I laughed out loud. It is truly hilarious. I don't know what this picture is from, but it is hilarious. So the power, this is a support class. It's playing the Scar Necromancer. So really going out there, really definitely feeling the Neckbeard vibe on this one. The powers include refreshments. The Neckbeard gets you a Mountain Dew, refreshing your health and mana. The second power is no sleep. Neckbeards don't sleep, making sure your group hits max level first.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
Nathan, no sleep to what?
No sleep till 50.
And then, 30. And then, 40.
and then go from there. Wait for the next. Wait for content.
A little sleep till 50. Yeah.
And then the last power is not how it was. The Neckbeard raises from the dead again, how it was on original EverQuest, making it a skeleton pet that does damage. So another thing that, Nathan, I can see why you like this card. Big EQ, fan, big long-time EQ player.
Yeah, a couple of things I want to point out about this card is, number one, I'd never seen a picture of Bounty when he was younger. He's changed a lot. Number two, refreshments. So I got the food from my druid, Orin. Now we got refreshment. Now we got drinks. We got our Mountain Dew. Okay, we're up all night, right? We're going to be playing all night long, thanks to the power of this card, the EQ Neckbeard. And I mean, it's just, and plus, I think this might be the only Necromancer, so I'm also playing a little power move on RedBeardFlynn here by going ahead and grabbing this up. So I just got to say, I'm super happy with my team so far, and no matter what happens from here, we're good. We're good.
Yeah, it's a strong pick. I like that card a lot. I would have been tempted to as well. So we have completed the first 2 rounds. We are looking good, and we've got a nice looking group going on here for everybody. But we need to run another commercial now. This is one of my favorite commercials in the draft, and you'll see why in a moment. But Draq, run the commercial.
2 moons in the sky, I can climb up so high. Mysterious things, perception pings, Therek's rainbow. We can go anywhere. Adventuring, explore everything. It's Therek's rainbow. Dan can ride anything. Tales to grow, it's the lore you know on Therek's rainbow. Therek's rainbow. Therek's rainbow. Therek's rainbow.
My gosh.
Spectacular.
That is so good.
Magnificent.
That is so good. I think I'm going to cry. It's so good.
I do have a tear coming down the corner of my eye, to be honest with you. That made me laugh so hard the first time I saw it. And Man of Rohan and Deimos and Archbishop for working on that. Oh, you guys, crazy. And, a video about me, I would never be like, that's awesome, but it's awesome. All right. It's just awesome. So very fun. And thank you guys for putting that together. All right. Let's keep going.
Eric, did you ever think when this was all started, when you sent me a video in to do a video together, that you'd have a theme song based on Reading Rainbow that you're going to be able to have for the rest of your life? Did you ever think that?
As a young boy, I had many dreams. And when I was watching Reading Rainbow as a young child, sitting in front of the little TV, I thought, I hope someday I have a song.
That could be me.
That could be me. And my dreams have now come true. It is a beautiful moment in my life, I must say.
I'm just happy to share this moment. This is amazing. This is just wow.
Just wow. That's all you can say. Just wow. I mean, what
I can say.
Best
Never truer
ever.
words. Never truer words than just wow.
Yes. All right. Enough about that nonsense. Let's continue on with the draft. Nathan, you are back on the clock, circling around for your next pick. The first pick of round 3, and where are we going?
All right. So this is a favorite race class combo for me. Really got to get this one in. Plus, if I don't do it now, somebody will definitely grab this card up. Little upset that Sparoh got the ultimate card. I would have liked to have that one, but you gotta do what you gotta do. And this is a great card. I already had this lined up just in case somebody grabbed the beautiful 2 sides. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop it in here.
Let me know. Who will it be? All right. Oh, this is a good pick. Sort of a unexpected pick with the next pick in the Dungeon Group draft. The Nathan Napalm selects Balans or Balans. I'm not sure how to say it. Balans is I know. Balans, son of Ans, is a dwarf paladin. And so going for the tank role, Nathan picks up his paladin. The powers of Balans, let me just minimize my screen on
Back
accident.
up. That's not just any paladin. That's a dwarf paladin.
It is a dwarf paladin. Yeah, the blue dwarf paladin. Even got the correct color for Pantheon. The first power is Glory and Honor. Target creature you control gains bonds with Balans, son of Ans. The next power is called Incite. Target creature the opponent controls must attack if possible. Balan, son of Ans, must block that creature if possible. And then the last power is Edict of Celestial Authority. Tap target creature the opponent controls. That creature does not untap next turn. So very controlling, very much a control card. You lock things down. That's what you're aiming for here, Nathan.
Yeah. And that's, we'll see how things go. But with that right there, that ability, I know that we're okay now. Right? We got a healer, we got a tank. He can pretty much hold down anything. So we're going to be good, even if we run into issues with crowd control or anything like that. I think we'll be all right with this sweet tank.
Yeah. Yep. I like chat. Says this card is definitely unbalanced. I agree. This card is strong, man. That is a super strong card. And that is very, very much in the Magic theme. I mean, this is straight out of Magic. So good stuff there. All right, Sparoh, back on the clock. Next pick. Where you going?
I knew right away who I wanted for.
Oh, no hesitation.
No
Merciless.
hesitation. Yeah.
Going for the jugular. What do we got?
Kick butt.
Kick butt. Oh boy. All right. Yeah, with the next pick in the dungeon group draft, Sparoh selects Zealok. Zealok.
Yes.
Yes. Let me pull up his card here so I can see
Elven brother, Ranger brother. Come on.
DPS class.
Is there no limit for how much text you can put on a card? I mean, come on.
If you ever played with Zealok, this should not surprise you in the least.
Right.
The man is not at a loss for words ever. And this, I saw this card and I thought, yeah, that sounds about right. So I actually have to maximize my screen so I can actually read all this text. It's so small. So
Like, this is where you need to pull the magnifying glass out.
Like,
right on
I
screen.
feel 100 years old right now. Like,
I got you, man.
Okay,
oh, you can't see my.
So Zealok's powers include Sanguine Sacrifice. Zealok's twin longswords aggressively deflect all incoming attacks against an ally toward himself. These attacks cannot miss or be evaded and do 25% additional damage. Strong stuff. Ruthless Aggression. Zealok marks an enemy as the target of his ruthless aggression. All attacks on this target have an increased chance to hit, but attacks towards any other target have a decreased chance to hit. A new enemy cannot be designated while the current one is alive and hostile. I feel like Zealok really is like into the rules of this power. He's very setting a lot of guardrails, setting a lot of boundaries with this.
Yeah, I've never seen a magic card with lore.
It's not the last one. You'll see more. The next one is called Without Warning. Zealok suddenly vanishes without a trace for an extended period of time, returning when your need is greatest. Without warning, he comes to your aid, unleashing a flurry of arrows and inspiration, granting haste and bonus damage to all party members. I mean, Rangers are good to begin with. This is like a Ranger on steroids, I feel like.
Yeah.
Is that what
Top-notch
you're
Ranger.
thinking? Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Having played with Zealok, you feel confident in his abilities?
He always knows what he's about, so even if he disappears for a little bit, it's all good. He'll come back exactly when you need him to.
That's true. He does actually do that. You're right. He does do that during gaming. He sort of steps away for a while, and then next thing you know, it's like, oh, he's not AFK anymore. Okay. Awesome. So filling out the team with some DPS. So you got your tank, you got a healer, a multi-healer and tank, and now you got your DPS class. So nice balance going on there. Next up, Minus. Back for another one. Oh, I like this pick. All right, let's go to the war room and hear what you got anything to preface this pick with?
No, you can. I'll talk about it after. I like that you reveal it, and then we'll kind of talk about how those abilities play in. How about that?
Sounds good. The next pick in the draft, Minus selects the Bossy Cleric, and this again was one of the cards I saw that made me laugh right away as soon as I saw it. So, Bossy Cleric is a human cleric, and the powers of Bossy Cleric include Group Comp. Bossy Cleric lets the group know which classes would make the group better and more efficient. And these powers sort of follow in order. That's an important order here. Next part is Don't Heal. Bossy Cleric refuses to heal you because you made a mistake. The third power, different group. Bossy Cleric leaves for a better group. Oh my gosh! Right, right. I mean, it's perfect. It's just perfect. And so, Minus, tell me about it.
Yeah. So, I mean, first of all, to know which classes would make the group better, more efficient, don't worry. I'm putting together the best group. We're going to be fine. And that immediately alleviates the bottom one there of leaving for a better group. I mean, after 4 years after this one, I'll have the best group for 4 years. So she's not leaving to join, Nathan's snack team over there who has waffles and Mountain Dew. Right? So she wants to get stuff done. We need to get to the end content. We need to get the best items. You know what? I appreciate that in a healer. And you know what? If you don't get healed because you made a mistake, stop standing and stuff. So you know what? I'm with Bossy Cleric. I think not Manis or whatever we're calling him probably should be called Bossy, not Manis. So I mean, I think this is gonna. Yeah.
Is there too many alphas in this group, Minus?
Yeah, too many Bossy in one group.
I mean,
there's I don't know what we're gonna do about that.
I don't know if it's going to be the best group, but you're definitely building the most toxic group.
Yeah. So
Savanya, she's going to need hills. She's a monk, and this is your pick.
Don't make listen. She knows we don't make
Savanya
mistakes.
can handle them.
Okay. Right? Savanya knows no mistakes. She knows that, so she'll be fine.
That is hilarious. I love this. I love this team you're building, and I'm not surprised at all by that pick for you, Minus. That fits perfectly for what I know. I mean, I think about Devair. I mean, that was you were leading the charge in that group, and you were all about in charge, large and in charge.
Nathan, this is where you have to stand up for me now. I stood up for you.
Sorry. So Minus is being very strategic because this plan unfolds just like every year. You're going to see the genius.
It's like, I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just saying.
Just say nice things.
That's totally what. That's hilarious. Oh, well, you know what? It's a good pick. I can't argue with it. I like that card. I like that class, and I think you're building a solid team you got going on there. So,
and I think with this group so far, if I'm like, we went all the way down into this dungeon, and the boss we wanted is camped, and I look at them and be like, should we steal it? This group's like, yeah.
There's no doubt about that. I mean, that's definitely happening. So, all right. Well, let's keep going. RedBeardFlynn on the clock. Next up.
Red, I swear, if you do this again, man,
do it, Red. Whatever you did before, do it again.
Mildly upset.
See, this is the first pick that was difficult for me. The first two picks, easy. I knew exactly who I wanted. They were there, and I was able to make those two picks. This one, I've got like 4 picks that I want right now, and it's a difficult one. But I've got my pick.
All right, and let's throw it in the chat, and I will call it out. Oh, very good pick. Minus, did he take one you were looking at?
Oh, I was looking at that.
I wanted that one. That was
yeah.
I was.
Everybody wants that
one. It was on the list.
Yep.
All right, the next pick in the dungeon group draft, our friend RedBeardFlynn selects Gulo.
Gulo.
All right, a great
nice pick.
Yep, great avatar there too, by the way, Gulo. So the Gulo is playing the Gnome Enchanter, so drafting a support class for his team is Red. The powers of Gulo include Delusions of Grandeur. The target believes themselves to be better than everyone else and immediately attacks the strongest enemy in range out of overwhelming hubris. The next power is called Memology, where group members gain increased resource generation through the laughter and enjoyment of shared memes. And last one, this one's actually part from right from Pantheon abilities to begin with. It's called Squeeze Sight, and group members gain the ability to see the environment as it truly is, seeing through any illusions and other magical alterations. So really cool powers there, Red. What do you like?
So there's a couple of things here, right? So we needed support, and support is very important to a group, especially in a game like Pantheon. And with the ability, the memology ability. So we may not be the group that is pushing content, but we're the group that's going to have the most fun. And so that's where the memes come in. But beyond that, we have another ability that is going to directly impact our tank build, increasing the taunt going towards that tank. And then finally, the final ability, perhaps the most important ability, it's an ability that I didn't want used against me because it would potentially be able to see through, any kind of filter or
reveal the.
So that was something. Not that I'm admitting to anything here. Just just being proactive.
I feel like this has to do with dyeing your beard.
I think he's preventing the BrownBeardFlynn from ever being revealed with his pick, perhaps. So we'll see. But it's
controlling the
move.
information at least.
That was a very smart move for him, I'd say.
All right, so that's a great pick. So we got Team RedBeardFlynn looking good with Feasty, Archbishop, and Gulo. Three great picks and great community members here at Pantheon Plus. And on the clock now, Deseryn back with the double pick. Yeah. Let's hear about it. Deseryn, what you got?
Fortunately, Red didn't go where I thought he was going to go. And I mean the meme pick was pretty good. I thought about it. But this next pick, I'll admit right now, it's not based on the abilities. The abilities are decently strong, but it's the person. And so there you go.
Okay, so with the next pick in the Pantheon Plus Dungeon Group Draft, Deseryn selects Gintoki. And Gintoki, let me pull up my notes on Gintoki, is a human Dire Lord. So Deseryn adding the tank to his team. And Gintoki's powers include Bushido 2. When this blocks or becomes blocked, it gets +2/+2 until the end of the turn. Gintoki has a lifelink, which I must say, every Magic the Gathering player, every collectible card game type player knows how valuable it is. Recover HP equal to damage dealt. And of course, the last one, which we all know as MMO players, haste is an important power. Pay 2 life to gain haste until the end of the turn. So, Deseryn, were you taken in by the powers of Gintoki? Is that what you're looking for here?
I like I said, I think it's more for the personality. I've been reading. I've always in my head. I think it's Gintoki. He can let us know, but I'll pronounce it the way it's in my head. So, I've been looking at Gintoki's forum posts for years. And they're always super unique. There's a certain personality behind them. And as it said, the name of the card is the Pun Lord, right? So
that's right.
Again, keeping with the theme, Red thinks he's going to have the most fun group. I disagree. I think we're going to have him beat on that. And we're going to laugh a lot. And one of the best ways to laugh is puns. And I'm a huge fan. So this was the obvious pick, given what we have left.
If you've been hanging around here long enough, you know that when the pun train starts, it doesn't end. It just keeps going until ad infinitum, right? So anybody with the ability to inspire that or create that is good stuff. So
look, Des, we'll just raid together, okay? We'll raid together.
We would totally do that.
All right, making friends, having a good time. All right, we're getting somewhere. And Deseryn, the snake draft brings us back to you. Oh, before I know. Sorry, Draq. I feel like you're the producer calling in on a certain podcast I've been listening to recently, where the producer is a very angry individual, but Draq is here to keep us on track. So, look, there's dollars involved. All right, contracts must be honored. All right, Draq, let's roll the next commercial that we have for the show.
Are you looking to read and understand the lore? Do you enjoy PvP tactics and precision kills? How about top-tier rating tips and tricks? Are your sensitive ears offended by R-rated conversations? And lastly, do you need a full 8 hours of sleep? If you said no to all of these questions, then do we have the show for you? At After Dark, we try to relive our glory days of MMOs, share stories, jokes, and try not to get banned from Twitch. So make sure to take a nap and join us every Monday, midnight Eastern, on twitch.tv/Pantheon Plus for 2 hours as we stay Pantheon patient. P+ After Dark. Hide your kids, leases, mustard, white vans, and hardwood carpets.
Hardwood carpets.
Hardwood carpets made it in.
I love it.
That is unbelievable. What a commercial. Oh my gosh.
That was good.
The piano jazz, the ASMR, as Chad has pointed out. Who did the voiceover for that commercial? If I may ask.
It's Therek,
A
right?
ranger.
That was
yeah.
great.
Good job, Therek.
You're not only are you a verbose ranger, you are a master of the voiceover, I must say. So, all right, we got to continue on with this thing and could watch those commercials all night. Deseryn has, I see the pick is in already for your next one. Let's head to the war room, and you can. Do you want to preface it? Should I just call it out?
Well, I'll give some lead up here because it'll make a little bit more sense and cause a little bit more drama. So, I did decide that this year, since I do get to pick my own, and I was picking in a group with, we got Nathan, Sparoh, all the cool people. I did have one objective outside of my original goal, and that was to somehow throw a wrench in whatever I thought Sparoh's plans would be. And so this card accomplishes that, I believe. So hopefully this is an upset.
All right. Well, with the next pick in the Dungeon Group draft, Deseryn selects Joppa Fangirl. This is a DPS playing the human summoner, and the powers of Joppa Fangirl include being Pantheon patient. Joppa Fangirl waits patiently for Joppa to release new beings. Second power is Alpha. Joppa Fangirl squeals as Joppa breaks down the road to Alpha. And the last power is Accessorize. Joppa Fangirl equips her beanie, coffee cup, and trail mix before going into battle. So,
Pearl.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're right. I think Sparoh probably would have drafted this card.
It just made sense, right?
Yeah, it made sense. It was on my list.
I mean,
see, there we go. Thank you for confirming.
I feel like that should have been in Nathan's food group that he's making.
Oh, yeah.
There was trail mix and coffee.
I did have it planned.
That's too upset. I feel pretty accomplished then. I mean, I think the abilities speak for themselves, but
Basgrim in chat said, "Wait, I thought I didn't have a card in this."
This is surprise people.
At least according to comments, right?
I mean, we don't know who submitted these cards. We don't know who the authors of all these cards are. We just gotta kind of guess. But I mean, it's hard not to take this card, right?
Absolutely. I mean, hey, we're going for a good vibes group in the first place, and a positive feeling Pantheon group. And what is more positive than Joppa beans and talking about Alpha and waiting patiently as we play either Pantheon or other things. So not to mention I'm also a huge fan of trail mix, so
that was a deciding factor. That was what tipped the scales. The trail mix. I noticed your group. You also have Airy, who has the ability to squeeze beans out of VR devs, and now you've got Joppa Fangirl, able to break, able to release new beans. You're accumulating bean squeezing powers, is what I'm seeing here.
Yes, exactly. We will squeeze the beans the hardest.
Good for the rewind. I can't argue that I like this power on the rewind.
I was just gonna say that it's all covered by NDA though, so.
Well, we'll be having a good time, right?
Yeah, absolutely. All right, great pick, Des. Great pick. I like that. Next up is RedBeardFlynn, and he's thinking he's got a group that's got three folks. Who's going to be the fourth?
So my pick is in. I think this was one that I had to make. I don't think there was any way not to do this pick. It's almost expected of me at this point.
I kind of agree. You kind of gotta go with your own, right? So with the next pick, the Dungeon Group draft, RedBeardFlynn selects Nightmare. All right, let me pull up the card here. Nightmare is a Scar Necromancer, and the powers of Nightmare include Army of the Undead resurrects the dead to fight for her. Building an infant army of undead Ronix to sow chaos throughout Terminus. Man,
terrifying.
It is terrifying. Truly, an army of undead Ronix. Like all that hair. Oh my gosh.
Do you know how many of those there are? It's limitless.
Infinite. Embrace Death is the next power. Casts Charm Undead, causing undead target to become her willing puppet. 50% chance. Puppet instantly grows amazing hair. Look, it's in the next power. I love it. And then the last one is Banshee Aura, AoE self-buff that causes all living creatures within a 10-foot radius to flee in terror, probably causing a train. Definitely causing a train, I would say. Interesting powers. I love the Ronick army of undead Roniks red. I also like the hair power. The third power, though. I have a question about the third power.
Yes.
So they use this power. Does the group flee too? Like, does your group flee too? Is that what we're going for here? Do you have a way to counteract that?
It's almost like in the beginning of the draft, I drafted someone who had an ability to summon players to them.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh
my god.
That may counter that a little bit.
Okay.
But beyond that, I believe I have countered Minus's ability to have the most VR devs on their team. Because if I have infinite Roniks, it's over.
Infinite Roniks equals infinite VR devs.
But what will they do?
Hey, Ronik's a man of many talents.
Wait,
right?
what's the saying? That which is not living cannot die. That's prove me wrong. We'll see.
That is already dead may never die. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's it. I like the galaxy brain here, Red. You've completely impressed me with your synergy between the classes and the cards and what you pulled off here. Consider me impressed.
15 minutes of prep.
This is what he can do on 15 minutes of prep. Imagine what he could do if he puts in, more time than that. It's amazing. Great pick, filling out the team. Next up, Minus. What do you got? You got to follow that up with something strong, Minus.
I got it.
Yeah,
I got it. Let's go with. All right, that's it.
Oh, all right. Hit that sound board, Draq. The next pick in the Dungeon Group Draft, Minus selects Dwimble. Let's see. Let's pull up that card. Dwimble is the gnome rogue, and with the awesome-looking avatar as well. And so adding some DPS to the team. The powers include awkward silence. Dwimble says something off-putting. His opponent cannot cast a spell for a turn. The next power is flagship program. Dwimble and his crew trample over the competition, gives all allies the trample ability for their turn. And the last power is sexy single. The women have a weakness for Dwimble. All female creatures attacking Dwimble gain -10. Oh my gosh. I hope you're are you thinking about those bitten servants in Devair Minus? Is that where you're going with this? All those female, NPCs in there?
I'm hoping that when Bossy Cleric and Savanya start fighting, Dwimble can just come in and charm them and just say, hey, everybody, let's slow down and let's get it back on track. I'm going to let you trample. We're going to go right over that group that's in our way, and we're going to go get that boss mob that we want.
Yeah.
And it's a rogue. I mean, we don't have any rogues on the team. I mean,
apparently not. I mean, you might think you do, but you actually don't, I guess.
Someone thinks we do? Who?
I don't know. It seems like... I don't know. There's an air of
some rumors out there. Yeah.
Guys, listen. You're in the content creator business. You've been following this game for a long time. Rumors aren't helpful.
That's all we got at this point, man. Sometimes we gotta rely on them. That's all we can do. I do like the flagship program power too. I hear that's a powerful guild, although I don't have any personal experience with it. Check out After Dark if you want to see the power of the flagship program. I will say.
Hey, by the way, I think I just helped with the commercial pick, right?
There you go. You did.
I didn't even mean to. It just psychologically happened. I couldn't resist it.
We can't control ourselves now.
Just falling into place. Everything's falling into place here to go along. All right, Sparoh, you are back on the clock, my friend. What's
am
going
ready.
On? You're ready, willing, and able.
This group is turning out so perfect already. These picks just pick themselves. It's perfect.
Oh, nice. You're just steering the ship. All you're doing is steering the ship.
Yeah.
All right. With the next pick in the Dungeon Group Draft, Sparoh selects Siona.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Obviously an enchanter, right? But they bring snacks. Come on.
Yeah, Nathan was probably looking at this card, I bet, given the snack quality to it. So Siona is the gnome enchanter, and let me just pull up the card. It's way too small on my screen, so give me 1 second here. So the first power is Gnome Saiyan. If a group member understands any gnome in group, they get +1 to intellect. The second power is Comfy Couch. Target a group member with Illusion Couch. All those who sit on the couch regen health and mana 2 times faster, and snack food plus beverage item is added to the player's inventory. Enemies may attempt to jump on the couch. And the last card is This Was My Idea, or That Was My Idea. Copy 1 mana ability from another card once.
OP.
So, I mean, Comfy Couch, right? How can you got to take the Comfy Couch.
That's what I wanted it for. That was perfect for my group. Oh, this is
really
upset.
is. Yeah,
Plans ruined.
You better think quickly, Nathan, because I just screwed you over here.
Snacks are off the board.
Snacks. Well, I don't know. There might be some left. We'll see. Anything else about this card that attracted you to it, Sparoh?
That was really it. We needed some great crowd control, enchanters, of course, and we needed snacks. Nathan took all the snacks, so I had to quick scoop them up.
I wanted that couch.
I wanted that couch. I love a comfy couch. God, it sounds good right now.
Yeah.
All right. Well, filling out the team nicely. And Nathan, I'm going to put you on the spot. No time to think.
I'm ready. No, I already had a backup. I have decks built up here in case somebody takes. I can just swipe down to the next card in the deck. So I was ready for this.
All right.
Man, I almost made it. Almost made it to the couch. Oh man. And I would also like to mention that it was a bigger upset than you guys think, because I do have someone that can speak Gnome already in my group, the EQ Neckbeard. He's fluent Klingon, Elvish, Ewokese, and Gnome. So
Ewokese.
Oh man!
Wow, EQ Neckbeard has hidden powers that nobody knew about.
It's not good. All right, but I'm gonna go ahead and throw in because I'm very happy with this pick anyway. All right.
All right.
It's a good
one too. With the next pick in the Dungeon Group draft, the Nathan Napalm selects Fate Reaver. Fate Reaver, one of our friends, was just streaming with Fate Reaver before the show, and they are the DPS Halfling Rogue, the stabber of knees, if you will. Their powers include Surprise Delivery. Fate Reaver, the Silent Blade, delivers a necessary item. The second power is Where's the Next Chapter? Fate Reaver, the Silent Blade, promises another chapter of Tyrion Growfinders coming. She means it this time. And the last power is Delicious Brie. Fate Reaver, the Silent Blade, eats some delicious brie, raising everyone's morale. So you get your snack. I mean, it's not snacks on the couch, Nathan, but you actually go a little higher end. You go a little higher end with the.
Well, see, what you're not thinking about here is that Fate Reaver's a really good rogue. I would say probably the best rogue available in the entire set of what we got here. But not only that, she's not going to even eat our snacks. So there'll be even more snacks for the rest of us because she is eating the brie, right? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's not as good as a couch. A comfy couch really would have really been best for this group. But
fill that out.
We got crowd control. Rogues can crowd control because Minus is in Visionary Realms now, so they can do everything. And and we got damage when we don't need the crowd control. So,
but isn't Fate's brie deadly brie?
Yes. I mean,
I didn't catch that part.
We have video evidence of Free dying from eating her own cheese, but
cave cheese.
It's cave cheese. It's rough. But
it raises everybody's morale, and also we've been playing some Lotro, and I'd just like to say that morale is the most important thing in that game. So,
good point. Good
fair,
point.
Fair.
Absolutely, strong pick in any event.
Yeah,
and you are back on the clock as we start round. Oh, we got to do a commercial. Sorry, Draq. I didn't. Damn it! I get so into the draft, Draq. I'm speaking of the producer, I think the next commercial is going to enlighten us to somewhere we should maybe find that person. So let's roll the commercial.
Or wait, actually, are we recording a commercial? Are we the commercial? I don't know if it's a commercial. I think it's a commercial for Pantheon Plus draft. Or maybe it's a commercial for us on the draft.
Yeah, I'm a little confused.
Did Draq send this? No wonder why it's so confusing.
Yeah,
I'm not getting drafted. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, are we making a commercial for the Pantheon Plus on our show, or
I don't think it's any of it. It's not that for sure. I didn't sign no paperwork to get drafted into nothing. I think it's more like what
I don't
Steve's
think we're
saying.
Getting drafted. I don't think.
Well, I think what's happening is Pantheon Plus is trying to draft gamers to play the game. Is that correct? That's
no.
what
I'm talking about. I'm like have to go to
a war. I'm not getting drafted.
Wait a minute, guys. I think we're getting a little tangled up in the weeds. What's happening is I think they want a commercial for our podcast on their show.
That can't be right. I don't think that's
We're
right.
recording it now, so we're trying to figure out.
Wait, we're recording it right now? This is the commercial?
I think this is the commercial.
I'm sorry, everybody.
Are you sure it's a commercial?
We're not going to be doing any kind of shows if we get drafted.
Yeah,
We're not getting drafted.
Oh my gosh, you're leaving.
Wait, we're talking about a video game here?
So Game Geezen. Game Geezen's a podcast. We talk about games and other news and information. It's you should definitely check it out where all podcasts be. So just in case that's what's happening.
I'm lost.
I don't really understand what's happening, but unfortunately, the communication, for some reason, people can't just communicate.
Thanks, Draq.
Yeah, I don't know.
Confused.
Well, anyway,
I'm worried.
I think
so.
Please watch our podcast in all the podcast places.
I ain't fighting in no wars.
I'm not, and if Nathan's not with us next week, he was drafted. So don't
I hope
that.
not. Well, getting drafted to the Pantheon wouldn't be that bad. I don't know. It's a commercial for
should be
somebody. Somebody's getting a commercial.
Commercials.
Yeah. Either one is going to be great
to get drafted.
Except the drafted, as long as we don't get drafted.
All right. Well, moving on. It should be good enough. I don't know.
Well, I know that was supposed to be good enough.
Be a lot of
It
piecemeal.
meant like a wind, like a draft.
Okay.
You're so dumb.
Game Geezen.
Oh my
Perfect.
god! Oh my god! You guys, that is like an episode of that show in 2 minutes. There, whatever that was. It is a perfect encapsulation of what you get with the Game Geezen podcast. I love it. I thought you guys were going to go into the whole news shit news thing that you do every show.
Just for the record, it's news hit. Now that nobody's here to argue with me, it's obviously news hit. The hits of the news. Anyway.
So good. Oh, definitely check out Game Geezen. I love it, and I listen to it every week. So, all right, paid the bills. Back to the draft. Nathan, I believe you're back on the clock.
All right, this is a heavy hitter. I'm about to hurt some feelings. To hurt some feelings with this one. This one, whoo,
hurt the feelings.
My feelings are still hurt about the couch, but I'm gonna go ahead. This is a good one. Ooh, this is a good one. Ooh.
Oh, that is a good one. All right. With the next pick in the Dungeon Group Draft, Team Nathan Napalm selects Zergalicious Jerk, which is hard to say, and but a great card. This is your DPS Dwarf Ranger. So a nice class race combination there. Zergalicious Jerk. Powers include Spear Toss. Tosses a spear at a random creature. If the creature dies, add +1/+0 counter on the Zergalicious. And boast how spears are superior weapons.
Of course.
Next one. Yep. Whirling Spear. Swap attack and defense. Then boast how versatile spears are. And the third one is Sphere of Spears. Hide inside a sphere of spears so the devs don't notice how good spears actually are and pass them on the Nerf bat round. So Zergalicious Jerk is a big fan of spears, in case you haven't noticed.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're a fan of spears as well?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I'm just a fan of Zerg Jerk. And
gotcha.
And also, if you notice, I'm kind of building a very meta team here, right? We're staying up all night. We're going to be the first to get to 50, and we got snacks. We got Mountain Dew. We don't got the couch. That sucks. But, we'll sit in our gamer chairs. It's fine. And Zerg won't be nerfed. He's going to be passed over. The VR, they're not going to notice how OP, because only Zerg Jerk uses spears as a ranger. Let's be honest. He's the only one, so they don't have enough data to nerf it. So, he's going to be, super overpowered. I mean, it's just going to be nuts.
Yeah. That's a great pick. I mean, I love Zerg Jerk as well. He is a great guy, and he's definitely into the spears. And I think I see what you're doing there. I see what you're doing with your group. It's looking pretty good.
It's looking good.
Mm-hmm. All right. And we are back to Sparoh for the next pick. And Sparoh is always ready to go, I feel like.
I am ready to go.
I don't even need to ask. She knows what she's doing. All right. Into the war room we go.
Yeah. So we have our tank, we have our healer, DPS, and our CC. So I think we need a little more oomph, some more DPS.
Adding to the
But we can't be all business, so we need a little bit of chill, right? We need with the couch. Yep.
So,
yeah.
Chill firepower. What could it be?
Chill firepower.
There it is. Next pick in the dungeon group draft. Sparoh selects Mugs. Yes. Mugs is a great pick. Let's look at the card. Mugs is the support playing the Archive Wizard, and the powers of Mugs include Be Cool, plus 2 hours to the group's chill factor, and the next power is chill factor itself. You enjoy your group's company to the point where you lose track of time. And the last one is poor parenting. When it's Pantheon time, you have no father. Go make a quesadilla. You are immune to AFK. So Sparoh,
I relate.
I was just going to say that, right? You're looking for that. That's what you're looking for in your team members.
The commitment.
Everybody's sharing the same mindset about parenting that you are. Is where we're going.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes. Yeah. So we're good.
Pick. Yeah, I like that pick. And
Mugs is chill.
Very chill.
I can't believe this. Really, like both of you guys back to back.
You wanted all the stuff.
It's
all the
crazy.
classes.
If I could have shown you guys what my list of like in order was going to be, you guys are at like 80% like pick rate. It's crazy in order too.
Yeah. So that's the chill wizard, right? So you got it some firepower, but also a little, chillness to your team.
Maybe he uses, cold damage, ice damage.
Yeah, unlike some people.
Unlike some people.
All right. Next up is Minus. You are back in the middle, my man. What's going on?
All right. Send that off to you.
Oh, this is a great one. All right. With the next pick in the dungeon group draft, Minus selects Drago the Fierce. Drago the Fierce is your DPS, your Scar rogue, another rogue. Wait, Minus, didn't you just take a rogue? Anyway, I'll let you explain your picks, but here's the powers of Drago, the Scar rogue. They have stealth. Drago goes into stealth. You don't know where he's at. The next one, I see why you took this. The next one is Smoke Trick. Drago creates a puff of smoke, and now there are 3 Dragos. Which one is real? And the last one is Drago's Fury. Drago pounces on his enemy from behind, roasting them with fire and daggers, but you must be stealth. Minus. Minus, hard to...
A lot of people try to, get a bunch of classes in their group, and they want a lot of diversity. I just like to go with the best class as many times as possible. So Fate, I just want to apologize to Fate, because you should be in my group, and I just feel bad. Now, you're going to have some snacks, and that's nice. I would really like to share some of that brie. I'm a big fan of cheese myself, personally. So that, it's upsetting, Fate, and... you never know if somebody, in that group makes you mad, we can stomp over them for you real quick and pick you up as a backup and put you on the list. So we do apologize, but yeah, Drago's, he's got the stealth, he's got the backstabs, he's got the splitting up into multiple people. Just leaves more room for everyone else to stab it up. Especially because our ranger seems to be really good at stabbing, so there's some stabbing synergy.
A lot of stabbing going on, a lot of rogue abilities in the group, and I can't say I disagree with your strategy. It looks like it's going to work out. So great one.
Watch your back.
I do need to retaliate a bit. Fate, listen, you're in good hands. You don't want to be the bossy cleric who's going to be telling you that you're doing too much DPS and you're pulling out the tank. What you want is the EQ neckbeard who's already done the math, and he's like, no, it's the tank's fault, and here's the math to prove it. That's what you want. That's what you want.
If we ever on the draft allowed somebody who is in the chat to demand a trade. So Fate, it's your call. You can stay with Nathan. But maybe if you really want to be on Team Minus, just put it in chat a little bit. Maybe we open up a poll. I'm just saying. I just want to make sure that the community is taken care of, because once again, community matters. And I have the community manager on my team. So
do you? Which one?
Yeah, Savannah.
Oh, Savannah. Oh, I thought you were okay.
When Minus casts Smoke Trick, you know what you hear? Community matters, because that's what he's doing. He's using community matters for what he's trying to pull off here. So a Fate. I'm not going to tell you what to do. This trade might be in your favor if you want to work something out there and see if you can make that happen. But I leave that to you and chat. So next up, RedBeardFlynn, another pick.
It is my pick,
yeah.
and thankfully, I followed several picks that were in the wrong direction, and let me hold on to this pick that I have had on my board for the entire draft, and was worried they were going to be picked, but so far,
okay,
they're still there for me.
It was coveted. It was a coveted pick that is now there for you. All right, I got it. With the next pick in the Dungeon Group Draft, RedBeardFlynn selects Asera Avienda, our friend in Pantheon Plus, comrade in arms. Let me pull up her card here. Where is Asera? There she is. Asera Avienda is the elf ranger that you need, so adding some DPS to your team. Powers include Ranger Danger. Asera pulls way more mobs than intended, but saves her group with Ranger Gate. Seen that in action. And Sassy Sniper. Asera taps into her infinite sass, plus 10 accuracy for 30 seconds. And the last power is Ranger Rally. Asera's excessive overconfidence in her own abilities rubs off on her group, buffs the group for double damage for 2 minutes. Double damage for 2 minutes. My gosh. So lots of firepower there for you, Red.
Lots and lots of firepower. And I felt like we needed a bit more edge in our group. I felt like that was needed. But beyond that, the idea of Ranger Gate, and well, there's an ability that Nightmare has to when Ranger Gate happens, which it tends to with Rangers. Well, when Asera is undead, Nightmare can just charm Asera, and then we just keep going, and there's no stop in the group, and then we have double damage on top of that, and then all the Roniks have double damage. We're unstoppable.
Man. You're working on like multiple factors here. You're like exponentially increasing your damage potential output by the synergies. I love it.
We're at risk of being nerfed, I think, at this point. That's the biggest issue.
Didn't somebody take a card that they passed the nerf bat? I think that was Zerg did that. But maybe you can get lucky with the missing the nerf bat too. But it does sound OP for sure. Great pick, Red. Great stuff. I like it. Oh, Deseryn, here we are. Dude. We only have a limited number of picks left. You only have 3 picks left. One here, one in the next round. Oh no, you only have 2 picks left.
Yeah, I only have 2 picks left, and it's getting slimmer. It's really getting slimmer. I've missed a lot of my first picks, or I don't know if you'd call it like I'm on like 4th seed or something at this point. Like this is bad, but I still have a few things I can pull out to maybe spice the group up a little bit. We were going for super chill. Now I think I'm going to pivot to just have a good time. Get some like some attitude in here. Okay,
changing up the strategy mid draft. I see.
Well, not completely. We're still going to be super positive and have a great time and be Pantheon positive and everything, but. We were also leaning a bit on the caster side. We're pretty, caster heavy, right? So I decided it's time to mix it up. So let me send this in.
All right.
Because I forgot.
Oh yes. All right. With the next pick in the Dungeon Group Draft, Deseryn selects Kylaris. So we saw Orin go in the first round, number 1 overall. Now we've got their partner. Kylaris selected. So let me pull up the card for them. And there it is. Okay. Kylaris is your human monk. The powers include Whirling Retort, successfully parry the next enemy attack with your quick wit, fancy moves, and a sassy grin. The second power is Less Talk, More Punch. You dash into the fray, dealing critical damage to the target with the element of surprise. And the last one is Reverberating Roundhouse. Your kick is so precise you knock the wind out of your target, stunning them for 5 seconds. Look around to make sure everyone saw that. that last one is my favorite part. You got to make sure everybody sees you doing your powerful stuff, right?
Yep.
That's part of it. All right.
Yeah, there's a little bit of like, flair that goes with this card. I think that is going to bring something really, really positive and fun to the group.
Yeah, I like it. So looking at your team now, you've successfully sort of balanced things out. You've got, I think you've got a good balance. We'll review the teams at the end of the draft, but you feel like you've got a good balance going on there, Des?
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of thinking about going all caster because we're starting to go in that direction, right? And I think the synergies were really working out well there. so we might not be the most optimized as far as like buffs and whatever, but we're optimized for having a good time and just having a great group night.
That's awesome. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, my friend, I have some bad news. It is now. Oh, we got to do another commercial. Draq, I'm on it.
Yep,
I'm on it. Before you have time to think about. I feel like there's like a trap door below me. I was about to fall through some sort of trap door, I think.
Clutch save.
Yes, clutch save. So, Des, you think about your pick while we run another commercial, and this one is from our friend Mr. Cottleshire. So let's roll the commercial.
Are you looking to read and understand the lore? Do you enjoy PvP tactics and
Hi, I'm Mr. C. Did you know that 1 in 3 die from fighting a mob that's at least 1 level higher than them? Don't be another statistic. Hit C. Consider your mobs before it's too late.
Shoulda conned.
Professional level production value there. My gosh, man.
This is so
Amazing. Amazing.
Holy cow, man. Good job.
I need to hire that. I need to hire him from Cringe Pony immediately.
It's even better because it's Mr. C. Like there's so many things going on here.
The snake, I mean, iconic EverQuest, you know, the snake and the kick. Oh my gosh, it's perfect. And yes, con things, my man, it will save your life. So lessons from EQ from veterans, MMO veterans here. All right, moving on to the final round of our draft. And I see, Deseryn, your pick is in.
Therek already knows it's coming.
Yeah, so here we go. Let's head to the war room and anything. All right, we'll go right to it.
No. so this card, I mean, we couldn't leave this one on the shelf. First of all,
we could have.
In spite of our MC, who I'm pretty sure would have preferred that this card just never happened, but I realize we have some, we got some haste. We've got all sorts of really good things that are going to play into this card being good. But I will say there is a part of this card that synergizes with our fun and kind of, investigating things and having a good time. So,
all right, here we go. I'll announce it, and then you can tell us how that is. So, with the next pick in the draft, Deseryn selects Ston Therek, your DPS Scar Ranger. I'm surprised Sparoh didn't take this card actually.
That's right.
So the powers of Ston Therek include Scar Speed. Ston will always beat an elf or halfling to the prey. 10% bonus to running and attack speed. The next power is called Therek's Progeny. The lore you know. 50% bonus to mysterious things and perception pings. And the last one is Superior Ranger Snipe, plus 10 to archery when a target can't see or smell you. This is, I think Deseryn, you had me wrong. You had me wrong. I like this card. I have no problem.
Oh, okay.
This card.
I'm the second ability, right?
I mean, I'm glad that you took it before Sparoh could trash it completely.
Before Sparoh could not pick it?
Yes. All right, tell us about the synergy you see here.
Okay, so we've got some 2-hit, we've got some haste, we've got all sorts of things that I think play well with the Ranger in the first place, but I think this is kind of my, oops, we went against something way too hard, but we still need to hit it, because that's a lot of bonus. But also, this is going to enable us to do all of the content that we want. We already have a lot of, fun, like, perception bits, and, obviously we're going to be going, like, every nook and cranny, right? We're going to be investigating, because you never know where there's going to be an invisible wall or, something like that. The only concern I have with this card is the requisite for that last ability, because I have a sense that Scar aren't going to be the most smellless of races.
There's a bit of a conflict there in terms of the powers and the persona, if you will.
Indeed. I was really tempted to pair this with another ranger, the Asera card, just for that. But I was thinking there might have been a little bit too much drama there, so I had to pull back. But I'm pretty happy with my group now.
You know, like I said earlier, this community is awesome. There are so many rangers available in this draft. I mean, people just know. They know where power lies, right?
I picked one first round.
Yeah, so you say.
Obviously.
The least ranger of the rangers.
All right. Really sees through your illusion.
He does, absolutely. And you are back on the clock there, Red, with your next pick and your final pick in this draft.
I am, and I have to say that this was it was very tough between two fantastic picks, two amazing picks, and I thought I knew who I was going with, but then there was something at the last minute that changed it.
Ooh, a last minute pivot. All right.
No.
Oh, I see. I get it. I got you.
Of course.
There we go. With the next pick in the Pantheon Plus Dungeon Group Draft, RedBeardFlynn selects Mr. C. We just saw Mr. C.
It's the commercials.
Yes, he sold himself with that awesome commercial. So Mr. Coddleshire is the human bard, and his powers include sarcastic remark. Distracts an enemy with a sarcastic remark, forcing an enemy card to be tapped. He is a rare content creator, uploads 2 videos a year. Flip a coin. If it lands on heads, give Mr. C +1/+1. The last power is inspirational speech. Somehow inspires the party member with incoherent speech. All player cards on the battlefield gain flight until the next player turn. Red, you're soaring above everybody with this pick. It's a great pick. What about this attracted you?
Well, so there's a little misnomer here in that middle ability, the rare content creator, because Mr. C is nothing if, as the C would say, consistent. He consistently shows up on Pantheon plus U after parting the veil. So I am very, very happy to add a consistent bard with in many wonderful inspirational speeches about things like conning your mobs into this wonderful group that we have collected here. I think it really just ties everything together.
It really does. It really does. It's a solid pick. I mean, quality over quantity, right? 2 videos a year, doesn't matter. If they're good, they're good. I mean, a video like the commercial, I mean, what else can you say? Really, really good pick, and I like your team is looking good. Minus, it all comes down to this: where are you? I mean, are there any rogues left in the pool? I mean, I think I can predict this pick if we can just look at which rogues are left in the pool.
Do you want to look around first, or do you want me to throw it?
No, you go ahead.
Draq, you're good.
I think we got something going on. What's the? I think there's.
I
feel like
there's nothing going on.
Trickery going on or something.
There's no trickery.
With the next pick in the 2023 Pantheon Plus Dungeon Group Draft, Minus selects Forum Lurker. The Forum Lurker has been picked. Let's pull up the forum.
Make sure you're using the screen. The Forum Lurker had a special ability.
Oh, okay. Hold on. I gotta find it.
Yeah, go look at the Twitch screen.
Okay.
Wait a second.
What? Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! That's not the card that's in the draft. Hold on, somebody stop.
That's the Forum Lurker.
Illegal.
This is
a trick card the whole time.
Trickery.
This is OG. This is year 1 right here.
That is OG.
That is. So go ahead.
I will read your malfeasance card here. This is Minus the stealthy. He's a halfling rogue. His powers include support rogue. Minus doesn't need an enchanter. CC the target mob. He also can collect an elf ear. Minus backstabs an elf instantly, killing them. Adds another elf ear to his collection. And the last power is transmog. When you look this good, you do twice as much damage. So Minus somehow, despite the rules, despite the pre-submitted cards, you have managed to draft yourself in every draft. And in this draft,
twice.
If I'm not mistaken.
Twice
at least.
That's only once.
Yeah, only once. I feel like the real forum lurker needs to get a shout out here. Draq, can you go back to the war room and we're gonna throw up forum lurker's real card here because it's a disgrace. It's an absolute disgrace that got replaced. Let's look at the real forum lurker who Minus took inspiration from. This is an ogre warrior who
I was lurking in the forums.
The powers include battle formation, which decreases threat generation of allies. The second power is introverted turtle, blocks the next 3 attacks by hiding behind his shield. And the third power is unexpected banner, temporarily grabs all nearby aggro by shocking enemies with a hello on their banner. I like that card. I feel like that is the true forum lurker, but Minus.
Yeah, that was on my list for sure.
Yeah,
we'll put it in your.
It's not even real. You put forum marker over there. We don't know who it is.
I mean, he does kind of look like you. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean.
Wow. Yeah, just put that right over my group. Yeah, just like that.
Look at, we got real-time adjustment on the fly from Draq.
Poor Draq.
He's pulling out all the stops. That's awesome. All right. Well, Sparoh, I trust you to make legitimate picks. So
yes.
Please.
Yes, I follow the rules.
Give us a legit pick.
All right. Got the awesome tank. Got our cleric, epic DPS, and crowd control. So I went with the off tank. Let me put an off tank that does awesome DPS. All right. Make sure I spell it right.
There it is. Wait, wasn't that already drafted?
Hey.
What? Was it? Oh, there was an error.
You can't have him.
All right.
I trust you for a legitimate pick, Sparoh. You hit it with a legitimate pick. All the things you could do in that moment. That was.
Right. And I'm the one who's being called. At least I'm not stealing other people.
Does Jintoki, does he box? Maybe you can make this work.
He boxes.
All right. Well, I need to see the other screen, Draq, if I may, to see what's up. I thought Jintoki was on there.
Jintoki is off the board.
My bad.
Jintoki is just so popular. I mean, that's kind of a compliment to Jintoki.
Yeah,
right?
That's an awesome card.
All
right.
2 people wanted the pun lord.
Let me see. I'll put this in.
Okay.
Make sure.
Let's see if this one checks out.
Yeah. We'll have to go a different direction then.
A little suspicious. Oh, wow.
See a theme, though.
Okay. I got it. With the next pick in the Pantheon Plus Dungeon Group Draft, Sparoh selects Gibo, the Unfortunate Summoner. So, drafting a summoner. So, you got 3 powers with Gibo. We'll say Gibo. The first power is Summon Dirty Bandages. Heal yourself or others. Has a chance to cause infection for 10 damage for every second for 30 minutes. Wow.
Oh boy.
Okay. What have you done, sir?
That's what happens when you quick pick.
You might have picked this might be your undoing. The next power is PBOA Fire Spell. So cast a fire spell that causes the ground around yourself and your group to catch fire, causing massive damage to yourself and their group. Sparoh.
Oh no. We got good heals.
You're infected and you're infected and standing in fire, I'll have you know. The last power is Summon Random Pet. Summons a random rare pet. Pet will sometimes turn on its master, killing them and their group mates.
But it's a rare pet. I mean, that's kind of cool.
It's rare.
You're not going to be alive to loot it, though. I mean, the rare loot is not going to be there for you.
This is what happens when you just OOC. Hey, I need.
It's funny, Sparoh. Actually, when I was researching these cards ahead of time, I was going through them, making some notes, and I came across this card, and I'm like, this might be the only undraftable card. Nobody's going to pick this. These powers are brutal.
You put her on the spot. And
then you're on the spot, and that's the one you pick. That is
absolutely. See, I didn't see Essen way down there.
Yeah, I was going to
I didn't see him way down there.
Yeah, Essen's been. Yeah, he's hiding down there.
Essen was the other pick that I was going with.
Oh boy, the panic pick.
Oh, now you've put Essen and Mr. C against each other, Mr. Redbeard there.
All right, Nathan. It all comes down to this. You have the last pick in the draft. You have your selection and your choice of what's left. Where are you going?
Of course, there's only one direction I can't go that I thought for sure Sparoh would go when she said, "Oh, we're changing direction." Thought for sure she'd go with this, but she missed it until she'd already made her pick. So
yes, she did. Well, with the next pick in the Dungeon Group Draft, Nathan Napalm selects Essen, the human enchanter, with a fantastic looking picture on his card there of some sort of child's birthday party in which he was a willing participant. He is your human enchanter. His powers include Buy. Essen engages in illusion, vanishing from friends and foes. Next power is Panic Attack. Uncontrollably stun. It's an uncontrollable stun on friends and foes. It occurs randomly. That sounds great. We have, lastly, Prince Charming. Essen grins, befriending enemies. It's super effective, Sarah. Aw. So I feel like that would have been a nice pairing if you had a Sarah in your
It would have been. It would have been. That was one of my original plans, but she got swooped up. The good news is that as long as we are near that group, they can get a little buff too as well. So I'm willing to let that happen. We can share a dungeon or something, and that way your group gets as well. But I want to say that a lot of people may be looking at the buy ability as like, wow, that doesn't sound so great. But let me tell you something you're all going to remember. How many times have kind of an iffy pull, but you survive it, you get through it, and you turn around, the wizard's gone. He's been gone the whole fight because he just went ahead and he noped right out of that as soon as he saw those mobs coming. So I think we're all used to it by now.
Indeed. Whoa, indeed.
Yeah, it's a common theme. We've seen it before. It won't be the last time we've seen it.
Won't be the last, right?
All right. Well, my friends, we have assembled the dungeon group drafts, and we still have more commercials for you too. So let's before we get to the analysis stage where we are looking at the teams and getting people's final thoughts, let's take another commercial. This one from our friend Basgrim.
Do you feel like you're getting old, waiting for Pantheon Rise of the Fallen? Are you having a hard time with all those other newfangled, fast-paced games? Well then, have I got the game for you. Pantheon Bingo, hosted by the Library of Pantheon. Have fun, learn new things, and make friends, all while watching Pantheon videos. The first person to connect 5 squares in a row wins absolutely nothing. Play now at www.libraryofpantheon.com. Seriously, this is a real game. libraryofpantheon.com.
Bingo!
Yep.
That is great. That is
Seriously.
great.
That was really good.
Pantheon Bingo is so much fun. We really don't get to do that often enough. I love Pantheon Bingo. So good job, Baz. Great commercial. And everybody go check out the Library of Pantheon if you are not aware of it. I think Draq dropped a link in the chat there. So here we are, my friends. Draft is done.
So I'm seeing an issue here with Minus's plan, right? Because Minus drafted himself multiple times, there's very few votes in the poll for Minus because you can only vote once.
Yeah. So let's look at that poll. What are we looking at here? We got Nathan,
It's dead even.
Sparoh. Oh my gosh, yeah. We have a 4-way tie except for Minus, who's in last. With three. Oh, it's changing on the fly, my friends. So
oh my goodness.
Everybody
results coming in.
Everybody vote.
I'm on Team Sparoh.
We need the consensus about who has the best team here.
Is that me and
As the commissioner, Therek, you're supposed to be, neutral, right?
Oh, I am? Oh, wait, what?
Well, I thought so. I just don't understand this 2- situation that's going on in my group. One of my people are obviously named not Minus.
Not Minus.
Or as you've referred to as a completely different name I can't even say.
Well, that's not the only
which
thing
isn't
you can
uncommon. Right?
Yeah, no, let's be honest. That happens a lot.
So here's all I have to say is if anybody is upset about my group, you're going to have to deal with Bossy Cleric. So go see Bossy Cleric and you can work out your problems.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, and if you're female, that Dwimble's got you covered. I mean, you can't resist Dwimble.
If there was a vote for like group most likely to get like banned or called out in OOC, it's definitely this one.
That's totally right. All right, so final thoughts. I'm going to go through. Nathan, final thoughts on.
Yeah, I just want to say this is a really well-balanced group. I've got a really strong Dwarf Paladin. I've got Great Hills by Orin, a Druid. We've got our Essen as our our crowd control, and we've also got. I mean, come on, guys, we got the EverQuest Neckbeard. That is the ultimate card. That just pretty much covers everything. There's just literally nothing he can't do. And then we got Fate Reaver for like the best rogue damage. That is a rogue, you might argue. maybe competition with a certain ranger that's in this draft. And then we've got Zerg with the spear never gets nerfed. And because of my card, we're guaranteed to get to max level first. No sleeping, eating snacks, drinking Mountain Dew, laughing, having a good time. Didn't get the couch, but besides not having a couch, we are, I don't see any way this team can fail. Fail-proof.
I certainly can't see any way that they aren't, morbidly obese by the end of the dungeon group.
Yeah, when I say it's a good group, I meant in-game. I see. Out of game, we might have some issues with all the snacks and the Mountain Dews, and the diabetes, etc.
Yeah, the diabetes.
Diabetes.
We'll call this team diabetes. All right, Sparoh, your group, final thoughts.
Well, I didn't get the off tank I wanted, but I realized that Xanathel is kind of both because he does paladin and cleric. So kind of have that extra class in there. Uber tank. Zelik and Muggs doing epic DPS. Siona, I have enough faith in Siona that they can handle Gibo, who, might throw a little loop in there every once in a while.
Might throw a little loop understatement on the draft from Sparoh there.
But I think we can handle it as a group. I think it's a solid group.
I wish you all the best.
Yeah, we can handle the pug person.
I see. Mark those words. Somebody clip that, and then we'll see that later in Pantheon if that appears to be true. All right, Minus. Your team is very reflective of your strategies. Final thoughts.
Yeah, so here's the thing. Savanya is a savage. If she starts getting out of control, even our ranger can stealth out of there and get out of there. So we have 3-4 members of the group that can just peace out when everyone dies and start dragging corpses around to get our camp back really quick, right? So that's the one positive thing. If Bossy Cleric doesn't want to heal, okay, we're going to unstealth. You guys will die. We'll drag your corpses back and get you back in. So there's a lot of ability to maintain camp in our group. Definitely trust our monk to tank, for sure. I definitely am a little bit jealous that Fate Reaver is over on Nathan's team. But the positive thing for me is that Nathan's team can't actually be competition because he's a necromancer and those aren't confirmed. So so he's basically running a 5-man group over there. And I don't even know what to say about Redbeard's group. I'll let him talk about his group, but he's basically going in 4-man. So it's going to be rough, but yeah, rogues.
Okay. Yeah. Rogues it is. Can I just say that the community decided Sparoh won the draft, by the way. The poll ended up with Sparoh taking the lead with the best team, despite disastrous final panic pick. She still pulls it out from the community standpoint. All right, RedBeardFlynn, thoughts on your team?
So I think Minus needs to be censured here. This is the second year in a row that he has brought about the necromancer slander. Last year, he basically said that I don't exist, and this year, taking shots at EQ Neckbeard and Nightmare at the same time. I mean, Nathan, are you going to stand for that? Like, just wow, that's intense. But I'm not too worried about it.
I would stand up for all the content creators, absolutely, unless it's against a VR dev. That goes against my policy. I'm sorry.
Nathan's been bought, so I'm not too worried about anything with our team because we pretty much have everything covered. Right, we have heals, we have tanking, we have DPS, we have an infinite army of Ronix, we have double damage from Asira, but also beyond that, we have the memes, we have the drinks. We're good, Even if we wipe, we'll just all res as undead, and it'll be fun. There's no problem here. No matter what, we're gonna have a great time, and that's why I
gotta say one thing about your group real quick, Redbeard. Just one statement. Your group is faker than that Redbeard, man. You're not gonna make it, bro. It's not like
one
good.
DPS, one pure DPS.
So I think Nathan should be censured as well.
Nathan,
that's laying down the banhammer everywhere.
Nathan, I'll make sure paladins get a lot of love.
Wow! You guys see that? Don't turn on the devs. You see? You see? Now you understand.
Superpowers, pulling out the superpowers. Mine is
Yeah, that plus Zerg Jerk. I mean, you guys aren't getting nerfed ever. That's crazy.
Oh boy. Oh boy. All right, Deseryn, you look at your team, what do you see?
Well, okay, I see a theme behind me here as we've got multiple groups that are basically built around dying one way or another. So Sparoh has to make up for Gabo. Minus's group is literally like built around they're probably going to die and they need a way to get their corpses. I mean, they'll be really great at that, so I'm pretty happy for them on that front. Red literally wants his group to die so that they can get more damage out. And you know what? I don't think my group is planning on dying. I think we're gonna be the steady group that has a great time, finds things that other groups aren't going to. I mean, we've got a lot of discovery, a lot of perception stuff. We might not be the power group, the fastest or anything like that, but I guarantee no one's going to see the game like we do.
Absolutely. I like your perception theme for your team, I have to say. I feel a real affinity for the perceptive abilities that your team represents. So
even with the Scar Ranger.
I 100% agree with you, Des. 100% agree. Your group is certainly a group.
That's just what it's called, a group. There's nothing else to say about it. That's awesome. All right, well,
Redbeard, real quick though, somebody in chat did back you up on only having one DPS, and they did say that you have the ability in your group for everybody to do double DPS. So that means you have a ranger who can normally does 0 DPS and then is multiplied by 2. So
cut his mic.
Yeah, so
I mean, I guess that's good.
Minus is taking shots. All right. So we didn't get to see all the cards that got submitted by our awesome community, so we definitely want to feature those too. So Draq, do you want to run through the undrafted cards here with me, and we can show those?
Draq, you muted?
Draq, I think, yeah, you're muted for the stream. We can hear you here, but not on the
I mean,
stream.
that was excellent, Draq. You just
do that again.
You just gotta start over with the passion. You gotta start over with the passion.
All right.
At least we had one pro streamer moment.
So Therek, I don't know if you know this, but 50% of the NFL is undrafted. And so these guys have made a bunch of errors in their drafting. And I'm going to take you through all the mistakes they made and exactly why the people that didn't get drafted should have been drafted instead of the ones that did get drafted. So why don't you give me the first one?
All right, the first one is the AFK Wizard. So why don't we pull up the AFK Wizard?
Hey, real quick with the AFK Wizard, I mean, basically you guys said we couldn't have our cards in here again, and that's Draq, obviously.
That's what I was thinking.
I'll get to that. You had your time to talk. It's my turn.
I don't know. Are you still muted?
All right, there you go.
All right. The AFK Wizard is your human wizard. Their powers include med. AFK Wizard spends half the time medding up to full mana. Their second power is blow up. AFK Wizard uses all his mana on one mob, then goes back to medding. And the third power is AFK Check Wizard. AFK Wizard writes a bot program to answer all AFK checks and casts spells. Is he or she even really there?
Really?
Oh, so every wizard in every
First of all,
fantasy.
This card is hateful. Like I can't even see this. The person that submitted this card did not include their name, but I'm pretty sure that it probably rhymes with notminous. So
no, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. This was
right.
for me.
I don't know, but this card shouldn't have been drafted. It's totally false news, and it shouldn't even belong here. Go be in the minor leagues.
That's right.
Next
up, Draq, can you real quick help me? What rhymes with not menace?
It's menace.
I have no idea.
Oh, it's me. It's me.
I got nothing.
Hippopotamus? Menace?
Hippopotamus.
Unanimous.
All right. Draq, next up is Altaholic, if you want to pull that one up. Altaholic, I should say. So Altaholic is the DPS, a Scar, a Ranger. Again, Sparoh, you missed out. Healers don't need mana. My main doesn't need to be healed here. Why should you? Blames healers when the group wipes. Second power, what is this threat you're talking about? Goes full DPS before the tank has a chance to pull threat. If they die, they blame the tank. And the third power is
Scar.
Yeah, and it sounds like Bossy Cleric as well. I'll take that.
This one seems to fit right into Minus's group. I don't know why you didn't pick it.
Yeah, I'll take. Listen to this power. This one absolutely. I'll take that. And it rolls loots everything. Rolls need on everything. If gear drops, they claim they need it for one of their alts, even if they're main characters. If there are main characters there that need it. So
Minus made a third card.
I feel like the only problem with this entry in the draft is they got the class wrong. It should have been a rogue. If it would have been a rogue, it would have been like a third round pick, I think.
Yeah,
I would have taken it.
I mean, it's kind of to me more like a wizard, but
a little bit. All right, Draq. Next up is Anton the Glyph Keeper, which I would give the award to for the best artwork in this draft.
Yeah,
because it's absolutely amazing. So this is a Dark Mer Shaman. Their powers include Perception, Scrying 1. So Scry 1, look at the top card of your library. You may put the card back on the bottom of your library. The next power is Deep Sea Glyph. Target creature gains Acclimate Anaerobic +1 and Acclimate Pressure +1. We know those will be useful in Pantheon. And last one is a power called Echo of the Rainlands, which sounds vaguely familiar. Each other creature you control gets +1 toughness until the end of the turn. So again, a very Magic the Gathering themed card, on point with Magic the Gathering abilities. Lots of Pantheon connections in there, so a great card from Anton.
I think Anton's problem is he didn't really understand the meta, the dying meta that was going on in the Pantheon Plus Dungeon Group draft.
The dying meta, the snack meta, and the commercial meta.
How could you possibly...
Yeah, if he made a commercial, he'd been drafted.
How could he possibly know that nobody would actually want more than one healer, and that everybody's group strategy was going to be to die?
Well, I also want to say that reading the card also, as we're scrambling, the intelligence check, none of us passed it for that. I think that too.
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Absolutely.
All right.
Next up is one of my favorite cards. This is Cleric playing Gems, Draq, if you want to pull that one up. Yes. This is your human cleric, and a nice little screenshot of Gems there. The powers include Wrong Target. The cleric casts Light Heal on a full health target. And the next power is called Wrong Spot. The cleric puts a gem in the wrong spot and curses angrily. And the last power is Master Looter. Take all the loot. Leave without splitting any or of the spells or the gems. So we've all been there. I think this and EQ Neckbeard would have gone together.
Yeah,
right?
I feel like this is like in Nathan's group. Like, how did Nathan not draft this card? I don't understand. This Cleric playing Gems is the perfect card for the Nathan Napalm group. Maybe as like your first alternate for Nathan. I think that would be good.
I don't get it. I don't know why that's good for my group. I don't get it. I don't understand.
For your EQ Neckbeard, this like the Cleric playing Gems fits right into the EQ Neckbeard.
No, they wouldn't get along, man. Those neckbeards, they freak out about it. They'll like hack into their computer and be like, I'm playing Gems. There's a screenshot, everybody. You know, like I don't know.
Posted on EQ Flames.
Wouldn't Neckbeard already have the top score anyway in Gems?
Right, you're totally right, Minus. Got it.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Absolutely. All right. Next one is Path the Dad Bard, if you will pull that one up, please, Draq.
I love this one.
I do too.
I wanted Path on my team. I really did.
Yeah.
It's a great card, great picture. This is your elf bard, and look at the powers here. It's almost as verbose as Zealot, but not quite. The first one is called Kitar. Plays the most beautiful melody ever created by someone who is tone deaf and never touched a piano, placing an attack, speed, and damage buff on teammates who want the fight to end just so the music will end. And the next one's called Pocket Buffs. Steals Sun's account to be out of party shaman or druid and place free buffs and heals on the party. He also allows the party to have increased bag space. Look at these powers. How did this not get selected?
I feel so yeah.
And look at
I'm regretting
in my panic.
Yeah, Sparrow's like,
dang it!
This was your card, Sparoh. This was it.
I kick him out.
Yeah. The next one's called Be Right Back Bedtime. Once per play session, places a song of choice on party and goes AFK for 5 minutes, in quotes, which is really 30 minutes, and returns to the party bearing stories of the untold and whiskey. He skips his next 5 to 15 turns. So, I mean, that power is not that great, but the other ones make up for it, I think. So,
I mean, it's not killing Sparoh's group. So even if he goes FK for 30 minutes and plays Bard song, it's still better than Gibo.
Still better than Gibo.
So obviously, massive mistakes were made on Sparoh's part. This was her final. This was her final pick right here. This is the one she should have picked.
All right, exactly. All right.
I just want to point out that Minus drafted Minus twice before Path.
Yes.
Why do you guys keep saying that? Shocking. I don't understand this 2- thing.
Mm-hmm.
You could think of it as Minus actually only drafted himself 0 times because adding negatives and
it's not even allowed in this draft. So how could that be possible?
Right.
How is that possible?
I'm not at the controls.
Anything's possible.
I'm just here.
Well, if you add it up, there are 0 minuses on that team.
Minus is just there minding his own business, drafting his team.
Yeah.
What's a poor rogue to do?
Minus is all about the pay to win. It's sad to see.
Well, listen,
certain donations were made and palms were greased. What can I say? Like, I don't know.
I may have bought a really cheap item off the auction house for a lot of platinum.
That's great. All right. Well, the last one in our undrafted class is Titanius the Pyro. Card up. And Titanius the Pyro is a human wizard. Look at the Calvin and Hobbes artwork. It's awesome. Their powers include Fireball. Cast a big fireball at any target. Damage equals to attack value. The next one's Fire Ring. Closes his eyes and shoots fire in all directions, hitting anything in an 8-meter radius. Damage equal to the attack value to all targets in range. And then the last power is Wasn't Me, Act Innocent. Shift blame for all destruction and burn flesh to group random member.
So. This is my personally favorite card of the draft, and personally, I think wizards should be drafted before all rangers and all rogues, just out of sheer principle. So I don't understand what everybody was doing there.
Yeah, if Draq was drafting, this would have been number 1 overall.
Draq, how did you enter 2 cards for yourself?
The AFK wizard and Titanius.
Right? Yeah, everybody's saying I did something. And obviously, Draq's the one under the controls, and he's got 2 cards for himself here.
I mean, Minus makes a good point there, Draq. We know if you were in this draft, you are merciless. You would do anything to win. Corner the market on wizards, probably the first thing you do. But yeah, we know. You get to be the behind the scenes guy this time.
3 weeks in, I'd be selling wizards back to you. That's all I got to say about that.
That's right, exactly. All right, so those are all the cards that were submitted, and thank you again, everyone, to submitting those for this event. It's really been what made this even possible. But we have one final commercial to run, and it's from our friend Sarah. So, Draq, let's roll that one.
Well, crap. Anyway, since we wiped, there's something we should probably tell the people.
I always wipe.
Ew. But for real, guys, I know that you are loving seeing our faces all the time, and we thought maybe you want to see it some more. So,
it'd only be gross if I didn't wipe, right?
I'm sure you're enjoying all of the, commentary as well. So, since you want to see our faces even more, coming soon, the Sarah Avienda show featuring yours truly, Essen, at times, most of the times, 90% of the time, featuring Essen, coming soon to a Twitch channel near you.
Watch it. It'll be fun.
Yeah, hang out.
We'll make mistakes, I promise. It's definitely over 30 seconds.
Oh, that's fine.
There.
You just said that in the commercial.
This is a commercial?
See you there.
That is fantastic. That is awesome. So Sarah is going to start streaming, Sarah and Essen. If you've seen them before, you've watched our channel, you know that they've had our couples conversations videos that they've done, which are all hilarious. Listening to them back and forth, the banter there is good stuff. So definitely go over to Sarah's Twitch channel, give her a follow, give her a subscription, and watch for her channel to grow and just watch it. Yeah, as
Watch
Essen
it.
said. So, all right, my friends, we are through this draft. What a fun time! What an event! I said it at the outset, but so much credit for this thing goes to Draq. He put so much of this together. Superhuman effort, Draq, on this, and like just amazing. The bells and whistles and how you're able to, the magic of Twitch and what you're able to do with this it blows me away. But I really, you do an amazing job with this every year, and thank you for doing this. It's so fun.
Yeah, I want to say thank you for having me, guys. I know I come in here and stir stuff up and have fun, but I think it's just all in good times, and I do really appreciate having us on here. And yeah, Draq, it's a lot of work, and I just want to say thank you to the whole team here and everybody who's been a part of it to keep this going. It was a crazy little idea, and it's really evolved, and it's just super fun to watch, and you guys do an amazing job.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you to Visionary Realms for having Minus, letting him out of the box to come and hang out with us tonight to stay. Hopefully he can be back again next year, because this is a tradition now. And again, if you are not familiar with Pantheon Rise of the Fallen, make sure to go over to pantheonmmo.com, check out the site, look at the pledge options if you can, if you want to, support the game's development. It's in development. It's in pre-alpha right now. Lots going on. Things are moving, and we're really enjoying ourselves, having a good time following this game's development. So let's go through. You guys have what's going on with your channels. Maybe give a little plug. We've had the commercials throughout, but Nathan, do you want to do a quick shout out for your stuff?
Yeah, we've got Monsters and Memories Friday, and let me just talk about some of the big events coming up. So we do have a really big event coming up on May 6th. May 6th, which is not this coming Saturday, but the following Saturday. Cringe Pony Season 3 will kick back off. We get to find out what happened to MMO Cop, One Punch Killer, Cannibal Dad, and all the rest of the gang. Plant Man, all of it will return on May 6th. And we did get a new time slot. Community wanted a little earlier, so it will now be at 10 p.m. Central, 11 p.m. Eastern.
Awesome. Great stuff. Definitely looking forward to the return of Cringe Pony TV. Sparoh, you got anything going on your agenda?
I'm still just doing content on YouTube, Sparoh's Perch. If you want to head over there, check it out. And I haven't really been streaming much lately, but I've been other people's streams a lot lately. So.
Sparoh's so selfless. She helps everybody else's stream, and hers is whatever.
Yeah, it's whatever. But having fun with the YouTube.
That's awesome. Yeah, check out Sparoh. Come watch Sparoh play Solasta with us on Sunday mornings at noon on our YouTube channel for Quests and Coffee. It's a good time. RedBeardFlynn, what's going on over in your channel?
No sleep is the main thing, but so I've got my channel's about MMOs and RPGs. Got about a video, 2 videos a week over on the channel now, and I mean the nothing crazy going on. Just trying to gather up whatever news I can, whenever I can, and make content that is worth watching. And I was thinking though, I want to spend a little bit of this time to say, if Minus can't join us next year, maybe we can get Not Minus to join us instead.
Good plan.
To do the drafting.
It's going to be tricky, but
that's a good
I can try to put that in as a backup. It's tricky.
Yeah. Team Not Miss. Future team. All right, Deseryn, what are we doing? What's up with us with Pantheon Plus? This
you already know. We've got the rewind bi-weekly still. Stuff is picking up, so we're gonna have a lot to go over this weekend. And then, like Therek said, in the off weeks, or I don't know, maybe the rewind is the off week because Quest and Coffee is amazing, and that's led by Therek playing Solasta. And it's basically every Sunday that we don't have the rewind premiere. But yeah, rewind's still going strong. I love that we can have these kind of longer episodes. We get to cover a lot more ground and flesh stuff out without feeling as much pressure. Mm-hmm. But yeah, nothing personally going on. I've been thinking about making some videos, but it's just not happening. As I've talked to the B+ folks, but I really appreciate everyone coming out to the Shaman stream. I was really surprised by how many people that stopped by, and I did want to give a little more of a thanks because I know a lot of it is the same people that are hanging out here. So you guys are amazing, and just in general, thanks for having me. I'm really glad to be able to pick my own team this year, and really appreciate everyone in chat. And it was such a good time. I really enjoyed it.
Absolutely. All right, Draq, anything else? Any other housekeeping matters before we sign off here?
Just that we're gonna raid Yillidan.
Nice.
Oh no. Every time I say we're gonna raid somebody, they log off.
No.
Like,
The alert goes
10
off
more
on their
minutes.
screen.
Perfect.
All right, so we're gonna raid Brown Butcher, EverQuest streamer. So when we head over there, make sure to be nice. Give him the Pantheon community welcome.
Yep. So thanks everyone for coming out and participating tonight. Super fun time. Thank you, my friends, my team captains, and Draq again. Awesome. And we will see you guys next time.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for having me.
Wave bye-bye to the people.
Bye, everybody.
Good night.
Bye.